Vocational specialist Rayetta Calderon is suing the mother of her son's friend, medical assistant Sharon Eagles. Rayetta claims Sharon had her son falsely arrested for trespassing.
Yeah, this is case number 199 on the calendar in the matter of Calderon versus Eagles. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, gentlemen. Have seats.
Ms. Calderon, it is your claim that the defendant had your son falsely arrested.
Yes.
And you want all kinds of damages. Ms. Eagles says in her response that your son is a bad influence on her boy. She didn't want him in her home. He violated a direction by the police to stay out of her home. She had an absolute right to have him arrested for trespass because he was told to stay out of her home. That's your defense.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Which boys are they?
My son, Matthew.
Matthew. Step up. And which is your boy?
Devin.
Devin. I'm going to start with you, Miss Eagles.
Okay.
What's wrong with him?
Well, I do not like some of the things that Matthew does.
How do you know about these things?
Because my son has been hanging out with him for quite some time, and
Well, tell me about how long they've been hanging out together, and how do you know it's Matthew that's the cause of the trouble?
Well, they've been hanging around each other for, I'm going to say, approximately 4 years, 5 years.
Okay.
And I know that whenever Devin was around him, he would just turn into something that I could not control. He would be obnoxious to me.
You mean your son?
Yes. I knew that Matthew was involved with drugs, and I'm trying to keep my son from being involved in such garbage, and that's why
How
I know.
did you know that Matthew was involved with drugs?
Well, I know on one occasion, Kevin told me that Matthew had drugs.
Who's Kevin?
Kevin is right here.
Kevin, do you have a last name?
Blair.
Kevin, how do you know these people?
Devin's my friend. That's his mom, and that's Matt and his mom.
Well, I know who the players are.
Yeah.
I asked you how you knew them. Devin is your friend. What about Matthew?
Was my friend.
Did you ever tell Mrs. Eagles that Matthew was using drugs?
Yeah.
When did you tell her that?
I'm not exactly sure when. It was a while ago.
Give me a year. Was it this year?
Yeah, I think it was this year.
I want you to try yes.
Yes.
What kind of drugs did you tell Mrs. Eagles that Matthew was involved with?
Cocaine.
And how did you know that?
Because I've seen him with it before.
Look at me. Because you've seen him with it when?
Previous to that.
Did he sell it?
No, I just seen him with it.
Tell me about the time that you saw him with it. Look at me.
All right. We were...
You don't like my Jack Nicholson? Go ahead.
I don't know. I've seen him with it. I'm not exactly
Listen.
sure when.
Do you use drugs regularly?
No.
Do you use cocaine regularly?
No.
Do you ever use cocaine?
No.
Did you ever try cocaine?
No.
So it was really an unusual occurrence when you saw Matthew with cocaine, right?
Yes.
Then I want you to tell me when it was. Tell me the circumstances, because after you saw him with the cocaine one time, you told Mrs. Eagles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, think. I want you to put on your thinking cap. Think. Oh, we may have to wait a while.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure when I remember seeing him have it.
I didn't ask you when. I asked you to tell me the story about it. Were you in school? Were you at home? Were you in the street? Were you at a party?
Oh, we were at a party.
Who was at the party?
Matt, me, Devin, a whole bunch of other people.
Fine. And tell me exactly what you saw Matthew do with the cocaine.
I seen him.
Look.
I seen him pull it out and play with it.
How was it packaged?
In a little bag.
He pulled it out of where? His pocket?
Yeah.
And what did he do with it?
He just looked at it. It was never, he didn't like pull it out of the bag or anything.
Did he say anything?
It was like, I got some coke.
You didn't see him do anything with it?
No.
And then he put it back in his pocket?
Mm-hmm.
And didn't use it during the course of the party?
Well, not that I remember seeing.
Now, when did you tell that to Mrs. Eagles?
I don't know. Maybe a month or two.
Mrs. Eagles, tell me what he said to you when he told you about the cocaine.
He told me that He knew for a fact that Matt and another individual had it and that they had given Devin some.
Well, he didn't tell that to me just now.
Well,
He didn't tell that to me just now.
he said that he knew that they did the cocaine New Year's Eve.
It's not what he's saying now.
Well,
Sit down. What grade are you in school, Devin?
9th.
Ever been suspended from school?
Yes.
How many times?
Twice.
For what?
Smoking and
Smoking cigarettes.
yeah,
In school.
on school grounds.
Close enough. How old are you?
15.
How old were you when you got suspended for smoking?
15.
So it was a recent suspension.
Last year.
So once for smoking last year. And then, what did you get?
Fighting.
Fighting. When did you get suspended for fighting? You don't worry, I'm going to get to you in a minute.
2 years ago,
2 years ago. Or last year.
I had, like, in-school suspension because of fighting last year.
And the year before that?
No.
Have you been suspended from school, either an in-school or an out-of-school suspension, more than twice?
I don't think so.
You know what?
I don't think so.
He doesn't think so. Have you ever been arrested?
No.
Did you pass any or all of your subjects last year?
Yes.
How many did you pass?
4.
And how many did you have?
About 8.
So you passed about 50% of your classes last year. Is
Well,
that right?
Yep.
What are you doing this summer?
Well, I can't go to summer school
Why?
because I skip school too much. I have to repeat the grade.
So you have an attendance problem.
Yeah. Yes.
When you don't go to school, where do you go?
Stayed home.
Does your mother work?
Yes.
What kind of work does she do?
She's a medical transcriptionist.
You have brothers and sisters?
One brother.
How old is your brother?
18.
Does he live in the home or out of the home?
And
In the home. What does he do?
nothing.
So your mother has 2 children, she works full time, and she's got 2 children who do nothing except make
Yep.
trouble. Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Sure. You stay home from school, you do nothing. You get suspended from school, you do nothing. You pass half of your classes. You got an 18-year-old brother who does nothing.
Well, then, yes.
Right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
on December 31st, I came home from work and I found him in my apartment.
Is that right?
No.
You mean she's lying about finding you in her home?
Yeah.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rayetta Calderon says her son was falsely arrested when Sharon Eagles filed a complaint. Sharon says the boy was trespassing on her property.
Now turning over to this side of the table. How old are you, Matthew?
16.
Your last report card that you got, how many classes did you have?
5.
How many did you pass?
4.
What did you fail?
Math.
Were you in regular attendance in school last year?
Yes.
Ever been arrested?
Yes.
When?
When I was 15,
For what?
someone had left a stolen bike at my house.
You were arrested because somebody else did something wrong.
Yeah, the case was dismissed, though, because they
That
found...
doesn't necessarily mean anything. What you're telling me is somebody else did something wrong. They arrested you.
Yes.
And that was your only arrest.
Yes.
Now, this business about cocaine. Have you ever tried cocaine?
No, I have not.
Have you ever touched cocaine?
No, I have not.
Mrs. Eagles doesn't like you. You know that?
Yes.
And I assume you've known that for a long time.
Yes, Sharon.
Did she ever tell you not to come to her house?
Yes, she has.
Before you were arrested, she told you not to come to her house.
Yes.
And she told you not to come to her house before you were arrested. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes, Sharon.
Did you go to her house again?
No, I didn't.
You mean after she told you not to come to her house, you were not in her house again?
Correct.
When did she tell you not to come to her house?
Maybe about a month before I was arrested.
Give me the month.
Early December.
So far, is that correct?
I told him numerous times, starting in September, maybe 2 years ago.
All right. But you knew he came to your house, and he came to your house invited by your son.
I did not know that he was going to my home.
Well, he didn't break into your house, madam. He came invited by your son, who was playing hooky from school.
I told him to stay away, and whether Devin let him in, I was at work, I had no way of knowing. But he was not allowed to go to my home at all.
When did you finally call the police?
I went over to the Juvenile Bureau on several occasions.
When did you finally call the police?
Then I finally called them in, I think it was November,
When was he arrested?
He was arrested in January.
Why in January?
Because on December 31st, I came home from work and I found him in my apartment.
Is that right?
No. No.
You mean she's lying about finding you in her home?
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor.
Devin, was Matthew in your home on December 31st?
Yes, he was. My mom came home early from work and caught me, Matt, and Kevin in there. We were at my house.
Is that right?
Before we were going to...
She says you were there. Her son says you were there. And your old friend Kevin, although he didn't even have to think about it for a minute, says that you were there. And that's why you were arrested for trespass. Because that's your claim. Your claim is that Mrs. Eagles had your son falsely arrested for trespass, and you want to be compensated.
Yes, Your Honor.
She told him to stay out of her home. He went to her home.
Well, he wasn't at her home the day that she said that.
Well, I don't believe that. I don't believe that he wasn't there December 31st. I have 3 people who say that he was there.
Your Honor, I showed up in court 3 appearances with witnesses and documentation at the courtroom. If she had my son arrested for those charges, she should have showed up at the courtroom. She never did.
Showed up is not
But I
the
had
issue.
witnesses
We are not in.
to prove my son was not at her home.
I'll hear your witnesses.
I don't have them all with me. I have Michael with me. He did pick my son up at 5 o'clock. I was home from work that day at 3 o'clock. Michael picked my son up from our home at 5 o'clock that evening.
When did you see him at your home?
It was probably about 3:45 or 4 because I distinctly remember I was sick that day and I went home early. They don't expect me home until after 6 or...
So you cannot account for where he was at 4 o'clock. Is
He
that
was
right?
home with me, Your Honor.
I don't believe that.
That is the truth.
I don't believe it. Listen, this is the problem, Miss Calderon. I believe that your son was told that he was not welcome in her home. If he was told that, and he acknowledges he was told that, he acknowledges that he was told that in early December, which means that any time after early December, he knew that the welcome mat was closed. This is not Devin's home. Devin merely lives there because his mother lets him live there. She owns the space there. Your son was there. I do not believe he wasn't there.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Sure.
Mrs. Eagle's not telling the truth right now, but on many occasions, we've known them for 4 years. My son and her son met in middle school. On many occasions, Mrs. Eagle would tell my son not to come to her house or that she did not want the children hanging out together. Mrs. Eagles would then deliberately bring her son to my house, drop him off for days at a time.
Listen to me. That's okay. You have just acknowledged that she told your son not to come to her house.
Yes.
She could bring him to your house. You could say, I don't want him in my house. But once the owner of the premises says you are no longer welcome in my private residence, that's it. If you go there, you are trespassing. That's what she had him arrested for. But I have to tell you something. Just pay careful attention to me.
Yes.
It takes 2 to tango.
I understand that.
Okay. So that he's not the bad influence. Together, they're not good for each other.
I guess that's a better way of putting it.
Right. Now, as a parent, you say, listen, I got 2 bad kids. They're worse when they're married. So if I separate them, maybe I have a better chance of working with mine. So you have the right as a parent to say, I want to keep them separated. That's why I started with you. I don't want you to think that I believe that he is a bad influence on him. This one doesn't know whether he's a foot or horseback. He told you one story. He told me a different story. Okay? But you are entitled to say, in my home, I don't want to see your face. And if you've done it and you've been unsuccessful, then you go to the police and you have him arrested. Period. End of discussion. Case over. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm extremely upset that they could just go in there and stand in front of Judge Judy and lie.
I didn't tell the truth, and they won by not telling the truth.
And say that he was not there.
She has lots of issues with her own children, so she blames everybody else's children for her son's problems.
My son's not an angel, but I just...
Caused a lot of trouble financially and everything.
I had no other recourse.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Berardi versus Berardi, step forward, please.
Fleet manager John Berardi is suing his ex-wife, homemaker Lisa Berardi, for an unpaid loan for their son's legal fees. Lisa claims the money was John's idea.
Mr. Berardi, the defendant is your former wife. According to your complaint, you say that she owes you $950 for legal fees that were incurred by your 14-year-old son. 14-year-old son evidently got a hold of a BB gun, and he shot the BB gun while he was in his mother's custody? Was anybody injured?
No.
Some property damage?
A hole in a window.
Okay. He was arrested, and you claim that his mother borrowed the money from you to pay for a lawyer. You want the money back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When were you divorced?
When were we divorced? I don't remember the date.
I asked the question.
I don't
you
remember
don't remember.
the date.
She'll remember. When were you divorced?
89.
What month?
It was during the summertime, about June, July.
I know the hour and the second. In any event, sometime during the summer of 1989.
Mm-hmm.
So your son was very young at the time because he's 14 years now. Do you share custody of him?
Yes.
Do either of you pay support?
No.
You each take care of him when you have him?
Yes, ma'am.
So to say, yes.
What do you mean that's so to say? I don't understand that.
Well, he resides with me.
And he was visiting with you?
Mm-hmm.
Where did he get the BB gun from?
A friend of mine. We borrowed the BB guns so we can take them up to Pennsylvania by my brother's house.
Okay. Tell me about the loan, sir.
After I got the letters from the court stating they had to be defended by an attorney, I called around, and the cheapest attorney I could find was $1,000. Since I was not receiving any child support, it was very difficult for me to have to spend that kind of money. I called his mother, and I told her the only way I could do it is if I took the money from a credit card. She told me that she would pay me the full amount for the attorney. She would give me $50 to $100 a month when she could, and every time I asked, she never seemed to have the money for it. Finally, she told me that she would give it to me from her tax return this year, and when that came in, she had to use it for something else. So, again, I didn't receive any money. I just felt like I was being taken advantage of, so I had to file the claim.
Go ahead.
I don't feel that I owe him.
No, the question is, did he call you and tell you about the attorney?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Well, tell me about your version of your recollection of that conversation.
When he called, he told me that he needed an attorney for my son and that the cheapest was $1,000. I did not have $1,000 or $500 to give him. And I said, let me find out and see if I can do it through legal aid. But because my son resides with his father was held responsible for that. So I said, okay, at least I tried. He asked me, if I, for me to pay him. And at the time, I wound up getting laid off at my job. I was on unemployment. I was backed up with bills. I could not afford to pay it. I did say to him that when I would get my unemployment, I would, give him some money. When my unemployment came in, it wasn't what I was expecting. So I could not afford, because I've been backed up. I'm backed up with bills. Now I'm on disability.
What's the nature of your disability?
I fell and I broke my tailbone and I have 4 herniated and ruptured discs.
You owe him the money, and you're going to pay him the money, and I'm going to tell you why. You're getting a free ride. You haven't paid him child support.
He waived that. I support my child when he's by me.
No. He may not pursue you for child support, but that doesn't mean that you're not getting a freebie, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Just because you're the mother and he's the father and he happens to have custody of the child, the law is gender blind. We don't see mother, father, we just see 2 parents. And each parent is responsible for the child's support. And you've been getting away with it for a long time. So, I believe that you said to him, when I get my money, I'll help you out as best I can, and he relied on that. And how much was the lawyer, $950?
The lawyer was $1,000.
Well, you're suing for $950 because she gave you $50.
She gave me $50, right.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $950. Consider yourself lucky. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I couldn't afford it.
I just want to put the matter behind us and move forward.
I just told him whenever I had the money,
We have to parent our child together, and
if I can afford to give it to him, I would.
we have to do that respectfully.
Edward and Janelle Jurse and their son, 9-year-old Brian, are suing neighbors Eric and Stephanie Sickelis and their son, 12-year-old Anthony. Brian says Anthony shoved him off his bike, breaking his teeth.
Yeah, this is case number 29 on the calendar in the matter of Jurse versus Sickelis. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Who's Brian?
Me.
Who's Anthony?
Me.
Everybody else sit down.
Hey.
How old are you, Brian?
9.
How old are you, Anthony?
12.
Brian, you were riding your bike near Anthony's house, is that right?
Yes.
And something happened and you fell off your bike and you broke your tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Just one tooth?
2 teeth.
2 teeth.
Yes.
You want to tell me what happened and how it happened that you fell off your bike?
I was riding my bike up the hill, and then I saw Anthony washing his motorbike. So I said, bet you can't squirt me with the hose, and he ran up and pushed me off my bike.
You saw Anthony, and he was doing a chore, washing his bike. So you said to him, I bet you can't squirt me with that hose? Why did you say that to him?
I don't know.
Well, that was pretty silly, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well, what if he started chasing you with the hose? That's what you asked him to do. You bet him, right?
Yes.
Would you have liked that?
No.
So what happened after you said to him, bet you can't squirt me with that hose?
He ran up and pushed me off my bike.
He did? Is that what happened, Anthony?
No.
What happened, Anthony?
Well, after he said that, like, I pretended like I was gonna squirt him with the hose. Like, I pointed at him. And so I started running after him, and then, like...
With the hose or without the hose?
Without the hose, because I dropped it because I couldn't reach him. So, like, when I was running after him, he was, like, trying to avoid it. So he hit the curb, and he flipped.
How far away from you was he when he hit the curb and flipped? Show me someplace in this room.
Well, right there, maybe.
Where? Walk up and point to it.
Right here.
Okay, now step back. So what you're telling me, Anthony, is you never touched his bike?
Nope.
Now, Brian, you were riding away from him?
Yes.
Is that because he was chasing you?
Yes.
So you're looking in the other direction. How do you know he bumped you off your bike? Did you turn around and look to see where he was?
Yes.
And when you turned around and looked to see where he was, what happened?
I saw him push my bike.
No, I don't think you did, Brian. I don't think you saw him push your bike. I think he was chasing you. But I don't think at the very moment that he pushed your bike, you turned around to look at him. You might have turned around and hit a curb and fell. And he was chasing you. And the reason you fell off your bike is because he was chasing you. There's no question about that. But you made up a little bit of fib when you said he pushed you, because I don't believe he pushed you. Understand? Because that was a fib you just told me, that you turned around at the exact moment he pushed your bike and you saw him push it and you fell off. That's a fib. That doesn't mean he might not be responsible, because he was chasing you. And you were trying to get away from him, but you started out by teasing him. Why were you teasing him?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Here you go. Now, I understand that when... Now I need the two mothers up here, please. Now, I understand that when this happened, Miss Iccalese, I understand that Anthony or you went and got Brian. Somehow he got to your house.
Well, my older son came in and said that Anthony had the hose and that Brian was taunting the boys. They race motorcycles, so he was washing his bike. And him and another little boy were taunting the boys.
Just a minute, Brian, were you with somebody else?
Yes.
Who were you with?
Robbie, my friend.
How old is Robbie?
I think 9.
And was Robbie saying anything to Anthony and his brother?
No.
Just you?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So he had warned them, you know, get off our driveway, and because they live far down the street. And so for them to be, you know, up there, and so Anthony, you know, had warned them.
They're allowed to be up there. They're just, listen, he's a 9-year-old kid. They're playing kids' games. You know, I bet you can't hit me with that bike. I bet you can't squirt me. And then they turn around and they ride away. Right? He decides he's going to try to get him with the hose. Hose doesn't reach. Hose doesn't reach. He starts chasing him. He's turning around, not looking where he's going. He falls off his bike. That's what happened. You don't have to be a genius to figure that out, unless you're trying to blame somebody else.
Yeah.
All right. So, but he came to your house.
He split his chin, and he had, his knee was scratched. So I brought him in my house.
You brought Brian into your house.
Right. And I told the other little boy, go get his dad. Now, the other little boy went to go get his dad, not Brian's dad. And so I brought him in the bathroom and put like.
You took care of him as best you could.
Yes.
Well, who came to finally get him?
I took him home, and then I talked to the father, and the father was very upset, which I understood. I mean, you know, his child was hurt, and he was venting, and I was, you know.
Well, what was he saying to you? Step up.
That
what?
That, you know, that our kids have problems and they have no supervision.
Why were you?
And I was saying sorry.
Just a second. Why were you involved in that kind of conversation with her, sir?
Well, there was some admittance that he was pushed off the bike, and
Just a second. What did Anthony say to you? Did he admitted pushing him off the bike?
Anthony's brother was down there, and I said, "Where's the father figure?" I said, "There's nobody watching these kids."
Listen, your son was at their house. What's wrong with you?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Does your street have two sides to it?
He was riding up on the sidewalk.
He's giving you baloney. Just because he's yours doesn't mean he won't give you baloney.
And later today...
We also have copies of the checks that were written.
To Amy, not to me.
But there's no way that Amy would steal money from my grandmother.
Listen to me, Mr. Hoffman.
You don't know about
You don't know that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 9-year-old Brian Jerse says neighbor 12-year-old Anthony Sicalis shoved him off his bike. Anthony claims he never touched him.
Your son was at their house. They didn't come to your house. He was there, and he was teasing them. The lady brought him home to you because you weren't out there supervising him. He's 9. Quiet. He's 9. You weren't out there supervising him. She went in, took care of him, brought him back to you. So, I mean, I read that, and I said, why would a grown man open up a mouth like that to this lady? Any reason?
No,
or you
I
just
saw my
lost your
kid
temper?
I saw my kid covered in blood.
Yeah.
There had been prior instances with Anthony teasing my son, and I just, you know, I made a couple of comments like
Well,
that.
then you were wrong.
Okay.
Because your son started it. You understand that? Okay. So, and if he got hurt, he got hurt. That's all. He's got to know. He can't tease people, especially people who are older, people who are bigger. But we're not talking about a 9-year-old and a 25-year-old. We're talking about a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old who are about the same size. Right?
Yes.
So, it happens. That's what happens with boys. So you don't get that kind of upset, sir, especially to somebody who's trying to do the right thing. Now, I don't know anything about these boys. I don't know about their history. I don't know if they're wise, Alex. That may be. He may be a little bit of a Weisenheimer, this one over here. This one.
He's more outgoing than my oldest one.
Oh, well, he was one with the smirk on his face, so I wasn't exactly sure what that
He's
smirk
nervous.
was. Are you nervous? Am I making you nervous?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So he's like, he was.
I thought like you got that from my hair, so I.
Well, I thought you could use a little bit of a comb down, but that's. I understand that's the style these days, so I have to go with it. You're not mine. It's fine with me. No, I don't know what you were upset about. So you're upset because you saw your son injured. That doesn't necessarily mean you have the right to take off against the boy's mother.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Brian and Robbie were on their way up to Robbie's house. They had to ride their bikes past their house to get to Robbie's house. And in numerous incidents before this incident, these boys had stopped Robbie and Brian, saying they could not pass them on the street to go back and forth between
So
Robbie's
as a result
house and
of
my
that,
house.
Brian stopped and said to them, I bet you can't squirt me with the hose. Does your street have two sides to it?
He was on the opposite side of the street.
No, he wasn't.
That's
No,
according
he
to
wasn't.
Brian.
No.
He was not
He
in the
wasn't.
driveway, according to Brian.
No, he wasn't. He was on the drive. He was close to the driveway. He wasn't on the other side of the street.
He was riding up on the
He's
sidewalk.
giving you baloney. Just because he's yours doesn't mean he won't give you baloney.
I had another instance with Anthony.
I'm not interested. I'm interested in this one. And in this one, he started it. He finished it. She's not responsible. They started it. And I don't believe that he pushed the bike. I believe that he chased him and he fell off the bike. I don't believe he pushed him off the bike. You're not that evil, are you? Try to be nice to each other. That's what the world's all about. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They became very hostile after we made a police report.
We tried to settle it, but they didn't want to settle it.
Flipped us off when they'd go by my husband.
Wanted to get attorneys first, and this is where we're at now.
20-year-old student Lugene Jade Mears is suing her former friends, 20-year-old contractor's assistant Jessica Toppin and 21-year-old homemaker Tamara Van Afflen, for scratching 78 of her CDs. Her former friends are denying the charge.
Yeah, this is case number 67 on the calendar in the matter of Mears versus Toppin Van Efflin. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Oh, Miss Mears, you claim that either one of these two girls, either one, both of them, maybe a half of them, maybe somebody else who was living with them, somebody destroyed or stole your CDs.
They destroyed them, that's correct.
And they said they have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. So why don't you tell me, start at the beginning. You were living with one of them.
I was living with Jessica. And,
which one is Jessica? Raise your hand.
And,
Jessica, are you Jessica's mother?
No, Tamara's mother.
You're Tamara's mother. Okay, Jessica's mother is not here.
No.
Why were you living with Jessica?
I was living with her because she had offered her place to me, and I said that I would be glad to...
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Where had you been living?
I've been on my own since I was 15.
Do you work?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
I teach kids violin, and I go to school.
What school do you go to?
Saddleback College.
And you give private violin lessons?
That's correct.
And you were living with Jessica for how long?
Probably for about a month, and we were carpooling.
Previously, where had you been living?
With an ex-boyfriend.
And how long did you live with him?
For a little bit, maybe a month or two.
And before that, where did you live?
With a cousin. I've been up and about.
And how long were you with the cousin?
For a couple months.
And before that?
With an ex-boyfriend of mine.
And each time you move from one place to another for these short stints, you take all your property with you?
Of course.
Who is this lady?
She's my mother.
You live in the same town?
She lives in Huntington right now. I live in Laguna Niguel.
How long has it been since you've lived at home?
About 6 years.
Any particular reason for that?
I don't get along with her husband.
How long has she been married?
For about 2 years now.
But he lived with you before?
When I was 15. I used to live with Tamara as well.
You lived with Tamara
and
her mother?
Tamara and her mother for about a couple, maybe 10 months. It was the last year of my high school.
Did you do okay in high school?
I had a lot of family issues that I had to deal with. So I graduated.
Good for you.
Thank you.
And you're working and going to college. How many college credits are you taking?
I just finished my first year.
You take a full load of courses?
Yes.
You get student aid? You get loans?
My mother pays for my college tuition.
Sounds right to me.
Thank you.
And you pay for all your other living expenses?
Of course.
From giving violin lessons?
Yes.
Where did you learn the violin?
I've been playing since I was 5.
You play well?
Yes.
Did you take violin lessons when you were living at home with your mother?
My violin teacher passed away when I was 15, so it kind of all ended then, and I decided to teach from there.
Evidently, but from what I gather, you had a falling out with either one or both of these two gals, and you didn't attend a 21st birthday party. Whose birthday party was it?
Mine.
And then there was some yelling and back and forth. What was the problem?
Well, there wasn't really a problem with her not going to my 21st birthday, but she had come over to my house the next day, and she was saying that she was at her mom's. Well, first she said she was with her boyfriend, and then it changed to her mom's, to her cousin's. I wasn't really upset with her. Like, I forgave her for it, but that was pretty much all that happened on my 21st birthday.
What do you do?
I just had a baby, so I'm not working right now.
Are you living home?
Yes, I just moved back home.
What did you do before you had a baby?
I was working for an attorney.
What about you, Jessica?
I'm a contractor's assistant.
A contractor's assistant?
Yeah, I do like the receptionary work for it's the Orange County building.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been doing that?
I started about 3 weeks ago.
And before that, what were you doing?
I was working in Venice at a club.
I see there are some CDs over there. They belong to her?
Yes.
Let's give them back to her. Now let's get back to it. It's her 21st birthday. You decided not to go to her birthday party. You were having some, according to you, family issues. Family boyfriend really doesn't make any difference. You didn't go. Then what happened?
I got a phone call from Jessica the next morning saying that she wanted me to move my stuff out, and I came to Tamara's house that day to pick up my CDs from them.
Well, your stuff wasn't at Jessica's house, it was at Tamara's house?
It was at Jessica's, but I was aware that Tamara and Jessica were together, and my CDs were in Jessica's car.
What were they doing in Jessica's car?
We carpooled together, and we worked together in Venice previously.
So that all your CDs were there?
Correct.
And you would listen to them?
I'm a musician, so they hold more than material value to me.
So you picked up your CDs, and what happened?
These CDs I pulled out because they weren't mine. I was trying to be as honest as I could about the situation. There are some CDs in my CD case that are Tamara's. They're all scratched. They're all not usable.
Can I see them?
Sure.
Or do you know about CDs?
Yes, I do.
I don't know a whole bunch about CDs, but I would assume even I could tell that's a scratch.
Well,
there's two in the front that aren't mine.
It's broken.
That's broken.
And even if it were not broken,
You couldn't-
these scratches, the laser can't read them.
Okay,
Can't
now,
read the information on it.
would you take a look at some of the others and tell me? She said the ones that she has are all scratched.
It's easily.
These are the ones you're talking about?
Yes.
This one is.
Okay, so let's go to the next page, or whatever they call it. Ladies, somebody had a hissy fit. You want to tell me who had the hissy fit? You want to tell me who had the hissy fit?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Somebody did the nasty.
I left him with my mom for a while.
You think your mom did it?
No.
You think your mom did it? Maybe she did. Maybe she did. Is she a nut?
And later today,
At the time that you put the sofa out on the street, what was going on in your mind, Mr. Ruggiero?
I just didn't want it. I just said, she can have it back, you know what I mean? I was like...
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lugene Jade Mears says former friends Jessica Toppin and Tamara Van Afflen purposely scratched 78 of her CDs. Her ex-best friends say it wasn't them.
Now, this is on all the CDs. Somebody did it. You want to tell me who it was?
I did not have a hissy fit.
Well, somebody had a hissy fit because this doesn't happen by accident.
Can I add something? Jade's ex-boyfriend, she had taken all of his jewelry, and I know that as far as Jessica, she still hangs out with like that group of people. Like, I didn't touch the CDs. I was kind of the middle person. I had gotten them from Jessica and given them to my mom to give to Jade.
So you got them from Jessica?
Yes, and Jade has had a lot of those CDs for a long time.
Listen to me. There is a difference between something that might get scratched as a result of use and this, which is vandalism. So you got them from Jessica. Is that right?
Yes.
Perfect. You can sit down. Listen to me. You can sit down. Why did you call the plaintiff and tell her to move out? Is not an answer.
Because she had been really jealous of the fact that me and her old best friend Tamara were getting close. We were hanging out together. And that made her upset. She left a couple voicemails on Tamara's voicemail.
That said what?
You'd have to ask her. I'm not really sure.
Well, then what did you get involved with it for?
Because me and Tamara had been hanging out, and we discovered that Jade had been kind of talking bad about us. She'd talk bad on me to her, and to her on me. And we just figured out a lot of stuff that she had said that was just really kind of two-faced and not true. And
so you called her and told her to move out?
Yeah. Definitely.
And where did you find her CDs?
Her CDs had already been in my car.
In your car?
In my car.
Yeah. Well, they were in your car. You should have watched them better, babe.
They're not.
Should have
my
watched them
CDs.
better. Well, if they're in your car, so they're under your control, and if I find that you had a motive, which you clearly did because you were angry enough at her to tell her to move out, somebody did the nasty. So if it wasn't you, you know who did, and I would suggest to you to either name them Or sue them because you're responsible. You're responsible for this.
If I knew who it was, I would definitely. They were in my car for a while.
Yes, you would.
I left them with my mom for a while.
You think your mom did it?
No.
You think your mom did it? Maybe she did. Maybe she did. Is she a nut?
She left them with my mom for a while. She left them, like, you know, we tried to.
Do you take any medication?
No. No, I don't.
No medication at all?
No, I don't. No medication at all.
Prescribed or otherwise?
Nothing.
Nothing. Right. Okay. How many CDs does she have here, Bert, approximately? Give me some idea.
Maybe 100.
They're not all ruined.
No, I do have a list of
I
what's
see some of them are
ruined
not
and
ruined.
isn't.
Okay. I don't know where this came from. How many are ruined?
About 78 are ruined and 30 are missing.
How much did you pay for each one?
Some of them were double books, so it was like $25 for those, $15 for the normal ones.
Okay. I don't have teenage children anymore. He does. So he knows how much they cost, they average. He says they average about $15. Would that be about right?
That's correct.
See? Resident expert. And you have 78 ruined ones. I don't know about the 30 that are missing, but I can see the ruined. That's clear. That's $1,200. That's a big hissy fit that you or somebody else had. Maybe you. I don't know who, but somebody had a hissy fit and have to pay for it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,200. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's just unfortunate that we're not friends anymore.
She needs to get over it.
I'm actually glad, though, because now I can move on with my life.
She once got mad over some fudge one day.
I think it's the misunderstandings we have between the three of us.
A lot of them aren't misunderstandings. They're things that she had said that were being malicious towards me.
They're probably very upset.
I was just basically upset that she had been talking so much smack on me and my friend.
Be careful with who you trust.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lightheart versus Prentice. Step forward, please.
Roofing salesman Mark Lightheart is suing his ex-girlfriend, apartment manager Rhonda Prentice, for a loan to regain custody of her youngest daughter. Mark says Rhonda lost custody when she went into rehab.
Mr. Lightheart, you and the defendant, according to what I read, were involved in a relationship. You loaned her a substantial amount of money in order for her to retain the services of an attorney that she needed for a custody case. Custody case involving
my 6-year-old daughter.
And you are no longer together. You claim this was clearly a loan. She was supposed to pay you back. The defendant says that there was no way this was a loan. This was a gift because you knew how important it was for you to have custody of your daughter. Is that right?
Right.
And the child was with your former husband? Or were you not married to the father of that child?
Right. He's had temporary custody since last April. So I'm.
How did he obtain temporary custody?
I went to Fairview Riverside Chemical Dependency for alcohol.
And how long were you in rehab?
3 weeks.
Okay. Tell me how it came about that you asked him to give you this money.
Shortly after I got out of the hospital last year, April 4th, that's when I had found out that my ex-husband took temporary custody. Okay. So the minute I walked out of treatment, I was running for an attorney.
And you found one?
Correct.
And then what did you do?
That's when I talked to him and had asked him if he'd be willing to help, and he said he'd do basically, you know, anything. It was my daughter, and we're in a relationship.
And there was never any discussion about repayment? He said, I'll do anything necessary to help you?
Basically, yeah.
Well, not basically.
Yes.
Is that what he said to you? I'll do anything
yes, he
to
did
help
say
you?
Right.
Okay, and how long had you been involved in a relationship with him, Miss Prentice?
The fall before, so August or September.
And you had lived together?
I had an apartment, and then he was going to move in. And he did, but then he moved out.
How long did you live together?
A couple weeks, I think he only stayed there.
And that was after he gave you the money?
Correct.
Okay, but you had dated and were in a relationship for a substantial period of time before you went into rehab?
Yes.
Did he also have a drinking problem?
No.
You were aware of her drinking problem, sir?
I was.
And you were together for how many months prior to her going into rehab?
Probably about 9 months.
Did she call you on the telephone, or were you together when she discussed this money with you?
Both. She had asked me and begged me and for about a week and said that she would pay me back, and I had finally said, you know, yeah, I would borrow her the money.
When she got out of rehab, where was she working?
During the rehab, I believe she had got terminated from her job.
So she wasn't working.
Right.
So what did you expect her to pay you back immediately with?
If it was not to go to a jury trial, the money that I borrowed her was not going to be used for attorney fees, so she was going to pay me back the
So she was just going to give it back to you?
Correct.
And if it did go to a jury trial, where did you expect her to get the money from to pay you back?
She was expecting to get her child back, and she would have gotten child support in the amount of $1,300. And that $1,300 she was going to pay me per month.
And what was she going to support her child on?
That I don't know.
Okay. So how much money did you give her?
I borrowed her $7,000.
First of all, the word is loaned.
Loaned.
You loaned her, according to you, and she borrowed.
Yep.
She says it was a gift. I don't see how you could loan her money if she had no way of repaying you. Tell me about that, sir.
It was under my understanding that I was going to get paid back the loan amount within, whatever, 4 months total time, if not immediately.
I don't buy it. Sir, I could imagine that if you're in a relationship with somebody and she says, I'm desperate and I need money, and you know she has absolutely no way of paying you back, the likelihood of the case going to trial is great, then she certainly wouldn't have money to pay you back because the only money she would get would be child support. She wasn't working. So there was really no way that you could even expect to be paid back. You probably expected to have a long-term relationship with her. Is that a fair statement?
At that time, no, because we weren't really going out. We were still talking, but we weren't in a relationship at the time I borrowed her the money.
You were in a relationship, sir, because you moved into her home. I don't care if it was for 2 weeks. What do you call that? Your house is being painted? Anything else you want to tell me?
Well, during our relationship, she had gotten a settlement from her ex-husband, and she had bought a car cash with this money. When I loaned her the money, she agreed that if she was not able to pay me back the money, she would take out a loan against the car to at least help me recoup some of the cost.
Is that right?
We had talked about...
Just a minute, did you agree to take out a loan against your car?
Well, months later, after when he was telling me he was down and out...
What kind of car is it?
Ford Taurus, 98.
It's an older car. How much did you expect for her to get against that car?
We agreed that she would take out a loan against the car.
Go ahead.
I'd called my banker. He's a personal friend. And the loan value on the car was $3,500.
So that the only money that you really anticipated getting back was money that you could get as a result of taking a loan out against her car.
Had I known I wasn't getting any money back, I would have never loaned her any money.
That's too bad. I'm smarter than you are. You're not going to get over on me. You understand?
Correct.
Good. I will prepare an order that she is directed to take out the loan against her car through your friend. Do you understand the order? Good. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Rhonda knows that she borrowed me the money.
I did feel bad because he was nice enough to do it.
I finally fed up with it. She wasn't paying me back any money.
He did a lot of things for us, a lot of nice things.
I was totally taken advantage of.
I feel bad.
I don't talk to her anymore.
I still like him.
Mailman Brian Malafronte is suing his ex-fiancée, 23-year-old restaurant manager Danielle Barella, for the cost of her breast enlargement. Danielle says the surgery was a gift.
Now this is case number 88 on the calendar in the matter of Malafronte versus Barella. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Malafronte, you claim a loan to the defendant, who is your former girlfriend. You say the loan was for some cosmetic surgery that she wanted to have. You broke up. You want your money. That's as simple as that. The defendant says that this was never a loan. It was always a gift. It did not become a loan until after you were no longer together. It's your defense. So, tell me when you started to date Miss Barella.
We began...
No, I'm talking to him. When did you start to date Miss Barella?
Malafronte, ma'am.
I said, when did you start to date
September of
Miss
2000.
Barella?
September of
Did
2000.
Did I not say that right?
You said it right.
Sorry, ma'am.
It just
Thought you were
sounded
talking
like
to her.
Saying you were calling him.
No, when did you start to date Miss Barella?
Around September of 2000.
And when did the subject of this cosmetic surgery come up?
Roughly August, September of 2001.
Did you and Miss Barella live together?
No, we did not.
Tell me about the discussion in August or September of 2001.
Miss Barella, because of her occupation, wanted to
What's her occupation?
She worked at Hooters at the time, ma'am.
What did you do at Hooters?
Waitress and a bartender.
Go ahead.
She wanted to get breast augmentation. She had friends who had it done. Her mother and I had both told her that she didn't need it, wasn't necessary, but she had it in her mind that she wanted to have it done. So she asked me if I could get her the money.
What exactly did she say to you?
She just asked if I would be able to lend her the money to get the surgery done.
And what did you say?
I said I would go get a loan from the bank for it.
Go ahead.
Took out the loan September 2001. The surgery was supposed to be performed in October of 2001, which it was. She had agreed that she would make the payments to the bank, and unfortunately, with not being able to work in October because of the surgery, she wasn't able to make the first payment, so I made it. And then November and December, she was playing catch-up on bills, so I made those payments also. January 2002, we got engaged, and since she was still short on money and I did have the money to pay it, I continued to pay it.
Go ahead.
April of 2002, we had decided to go our separate ways and discussed at that time. I had mentioned to her about making the payments on the loan. She told me she was moving into a new apartment and wouldn't have the money at the time. So I said, no problem, when you're on your feet, we'll talk about it again. Come about July, we talked about it again. And
did you call her?
At that time, yes, I talked to Danielle.
But you hadn't been seeing her?
No.
So in July, you called her?
Yes, ma'am. And discussed again about her making these payments. She again said she didn't have the money, kept making excuses. Finally, about September of 2002, I contacted her mother and asked for her assistance in this. Her mother agreed it wasn't right that I'm making the payments on her loan, on the loan for her surgery, and agreed to talk to her about it. She talked to Danielle. She called. She said that she would reimburse me for the payments, basically July, August, September, and October, and then start the payments in November.
And she made some payments?
Yes, she did.
How many payments did she make?
She made 4 payments.
Of what amount?
The first one of $170 in November, and then 3 at $200, ending last one in February.
Why did she stop in February? Did she tell you?
Originally, it was she asked if she could skip March and April because she was moving into another new apartment, and she was going to have an overlap and was going to owe rent on both apartments. I said, no problem. Come April, she had decided that she wasn't going to pay it. Said that she was given advice that as long as she claimed it was a gift, that she wouldn't have to pay it.
Is that what she told you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
They were a gift.
That's for me to decide. That's for me to make a judgment about. I want you to go back to August of 2001.
August of 2001, I had definitely expressed interest in wanting to get the cosmetic surgery. And he knew that I was very, very, very interested in getting it.
How did he know? Did he have mental telepathy? Did he have
no,
a Ouija board?
we were together at the time, so he definitely saw me expressing...
You told him, not expressing.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Let's speak plain English. Right? I know you think you're smarter than I am, but you're not. You told him, so listen to me. I told him I really wanted to have this surgery.
Yes.
Then let me hear that. I don't want to hear he knew, I expressed to him.
I told him I really wanted to have the surgery.
And what did he say to you?
He said he would get them for me, along with all the other gifts that he had also gotten me over the time that we were together. I even received gifts after we were together.
Gifts is one thing.
But I considered this a gift as well because...
I know what you considered it. Let's move on. So you had the surgery, and then did there come a time after you broke up when you moved into a new apartment?
Yes, right at the time we were breaking up.
Did you tell him that you were strapped for money?
Yes.
Did there come a time when you moved into a different apartment?
Yes.
Did you have a conversation with him at that time as well?
Yes.
Did you tell him at that time that you were strapped for money?
Yes.
You see all these things, how they come together? It's so easy, madam, when you just get it together and tell me the truth.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How old was your daughter when she had breast augmentation?
22.
You didn't think she was nice enough before?
I absolutely agree that it was not necessary.
And necessary is not the word. Stupid is the word. Stupid.
And later today,
you two ladies decided to go out for the evening. You were going to be the drunk, and she was going to be the sober driver. So far, is that correct?
Yes.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brian Malafronte is suing his ex-fiancée, Danielle Barella, for the cost of breast enlargement.
Now, let us assume, sir, that you became engaged. And I want you to all answer honestly. This may not turn out badly for you. It may. But I want you to answer me honestly. Let us assume that things worked out as you had initially planned when you became engaged. You got married. You think she would have paid you back this money?
No, ma'am.
Good answer. Even though it was originally a loan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because when it was originally a loan, you weren't engaged and didn't know whether you were going to have a long-term life together, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Like it. Now, you want to tell me why you made the payments?
I made the payments because at that point I was frightened of him, because when we had broken up, he constantly drove his motorcycle by my house, showed up at my works, definitely talked to all my friends trying to find out where I was.
When did you break up?
In April of 2002.
We're talking about later on when you made the payments, madam. You
Right.
didn't make the payments in April of 2002. If I believe just your baloney about being frightened, your mouth is twisted. If I believed the baloney about, frightened of him, then you would have started to make the payments as soon as he drove his motorcycle by your place of employment. You didn't. So you want to get it together and tell me why you started to make the payments.
Just so he would leave me alone. I was tired of being followed, having to know where I was.
Did you ever file a police report about it?
No, I did not.
So stop complaining about it now. I'm not interested. So you made payments. Why did you stop making payments?
Because I got a message from my mom saying that if we were still together, that he would be paying for him. So basically,
of course. That's what he just said. He just said if he had been engaged and gotten married, there's no question that he would not be paying him back.
Well, I considered it all a gift, though.
Oh, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
But I have all these other things that he bought me even after we were engaged.
That's okay. Put your hand down. I'm not interested in what you have to say. Teach her responsibility. I mean, she was moron enough at her age to have surgery that she didn't need, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't want to add to that, do you?
I think I know some things about this that you would like to know.
Oh, sure. You're just dying to do it. Step up. How old was your daughter when she had breast augmentation?
22.
You didn't think she was nice enough before?
Oh, I absolutely agree that it was not necessary.
Unnecessary is not the word. Stupid is the word. Stupid is the word for a 22-year-old because she likes to work in a particular restaurant. That's the word, stupid.
It wasn't necessarily for the restaurant. It was for myself.
Oh, you mean you had a bad self-image?
Yeah, I did.
Is that what you told me, you had a bad self-image?
Yes. It was something that I wanted to make myself feel better.
Get a different job.
She has a
Go to
degree.
school.
I do have a
Get a degree. That makes you feel better. Having bigger breasts doesn't necessarily make you feel better. Being smart makes you feel better. Now you want to tell me what you have to tell me?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Fast.
Okay. At the time that Brian had agreed to get Danny the money, I had expressed to him that I did not want this to be done. And he said, well, I want to do this for her.
Good.
And there was never any talk of it being a loan.
You don't know about that, madam. Were you in the bedroom with them? Were you in the bedroom with them?
No, I was not.
Good. Have a seat. There's no question in my mind that it was originally a loan, and you were supposed to have paid him back. That's different from a box of chocolates or a very expensive scarf or a ring or a pin that one gets as a gift. If he's stupid enough to take out a loan to buy you those things, then he's a real idiot. I don't think he's an idiot. And he was very honest with me. He said if you were together and if you had married, certainly he would not pursue this loan. But you weren't together anymore. And it was originally a loan. Because otherwise he would not have taken that money out. It wasn't money that he readily had. So you owe him the money. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,000, which probably isn't enough to cover the entire loan, but it's a good beginning. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm very happy with the judge's ruling.
I don't agree with her judgment at all.
Had a lot of things slung around the court that I haven't done.
He was driving by my house, constantly finding out where I was, found out where I lived.
She lived behind a biker bar. I ride motorcycles. Kind of hard not to go by there.
He's hurt that I broke his heart, and he just wants to have a tie to me.
She's trying to make herself feel better by making me look like the bad guy.
And now, the next case.
Parties on Seacrest versus Laney. Step forward, please.
When Pam Seacrest and George Laney lived together, she says she paid his taxes and bills. Now they're apart, and she wants her money back.
Miss Seacrest, it says in your complaint that several years ago you were living with the defendant and you made him a series of loans for a variety of things totaling about $5,800. One of the expenses were for back taxes that he owed when he was married to someone else, and a variety of other things. Broke up, hadn't seen him for a while, finally located him, and now you want your money.
Yes, that's correct.
Do you owe her the money, sir?
No.
You don't owe her any money.
No.
Did she give you money for taxes?
Yes, you paid it.
How much did she pay for the taxes?
I don't have no idea. I can't remember.
Well, was it $1,000, $2,000?
I don't remember. I have no idea.
Well, if she gave you money for taxes, were those taxes that you owed
She didn't
during
give it to me. She paid it. I have no idea what it was.
Why would she pay your taxes?
We were living together at the time.
Well, they weren't for the taxes during the time you were living together.
No, they weren't.
They were back taxes.
That's right. Absolutely.
So why do you not feel as if you owe her that money?
Well, we lived together for a long time. You know, she gives me the money, and at the time it was not a loan. When we get ready to break up, then it's a loan, you know. So, yeah, I don't feel I owe her anything.
What else did she give you money for
I
that you don't?
have no idea. That's what I'd like to know.
Well, then let's find
Let's
out.
find
Ms.
out.
Seacrest, what else did you give him money for?
There were a couple of his truck payments to the Bank of America here in California. Each truck payment was $322.18. His back taxes totaled from tax year of 1989, and I paid him in 91. They were $3,773.80, and I paid off a cash loan to his sister.
Did you owe your sister money?
Yeah, I guess. I don't
What do you
remember.
mean you guess?
I don't. This is 5 years ago. I have to remember last week. You know, I don't remember what happened 5 years ago. That's part of my life I want to try to forget anyway.
Well, she would like to forget it too.
Well, yeah. After 5 years, you know, why wait so darn long to do it?
I couldn't find you.
What do you mean you couldn't find me? You knew
couldn't
right where I
find you,
worked.
dude.
That's
I called and left a message, and
Huh?
you never
Oh.
returned my call.
Ms. Seacrest, you say in
You
your
never left a
original
message.
complaint that you have a promissory note that he signed for this money.
Yes, I do.
You remember signing a note, sir?
She says I did, and I'd have signed the Declaration of Independence at that time, you know, just to get her the heck away from me.
I didn't understand you. You want to go through that slowly for me?
You know, she said I signed one, so I probably did sign it.
Well, if you signed the note for that money, sir, that means that you owe her the money,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, okay.
Could I see the note? Do you have it?
Yes.
May I see it, please?
You can see I was being generous, Your Honor.
Would you show this to the defendant?
Once together, now apart, Pam Seacrest wants her money back.
Yeah, that's my signature.
Well, if it's your signature, Mr. Laney, then you owe her the money, sir. So you have to pay her the money. Right?
Okay.
Good. Now you owe her $5,807. She's waited a long time for her money. I don't know why she's waited as long as she did to pursue this matter. She says it's because she couldn't locate you.
I've tried.
She hasn't tried. She knows where I work. When she left, she knows where. Oh, I don't even want to hear
Bureau of
this.
Madeira. I've tried. I called.
You know, everybody
an
in Madeira
attorney
knows me.
in
Everybody knows
Phoenix.
where I'm at. Everybody knows where I'm at.
George, people
Don't
do
even give me
change
that. Don't even
jobs.
start with me.
Well, sir, you have any reason, you think, why she has waited this long to try to get this money that you clearly owe her?
No, I have no reason why she waited this long.
You think she just wanted to forget about it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, 5 years is a long time, isn't it?
I asked him when we were breaking up, I said, how do you plan to, or do you still plan on honoring this promissory note?
At that time, I wanted to kill you, you know? I mean, heck.
I know. And he said that he didn't have any money or anything. And I said, well, you do have your pickup. I've been paying the payments. Why don't you just sign it over to me? And then he began choking me, and I didn't pursue it after that for a long time.
Well, you owe her, according to this, $5,800. You clearly owe her the money, and the judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. Step out, please. Back with you, right.
Judge Judy will return in a moment. And now, the next case.
Parties on Boone versus Aguilar. Step forward, please.
Tina Aguilar says her ex-boyfriend bought her a $1,700 vacuum as a gift. Brandon Boone says he's not going to be taken for a sucker.
Your Honor, this is number 64 on the calendar in the matter of Boone versus Aguilar.
What do you do with a $1,700 vacuum cleaner? Before we get into this case, I want you to tell me what a $1,700 vacuum cleaner can do.
It's got up to 1 million attachments. It can do carpets. It can do upholstery, curtains. It can blow up balloons. It can blow out weeds. This thing does everything. Clean your car. It turns into this little dinky little vacuum. It's worth the money.
What do you do for a living?
Now, I'm a payroll clerk. Back then, I wasn't working.
The reason I ask you that question, Miss Aguilar, is when you bought this $1,700 vacuum cleaner that he co-signed, and we'll get to this case in a second, you just told me you weren't working. I've been working all of my adult life. That's a couple of years. I can guarantee you that in my worst year in the last 25 years, I've made a lot more money than you did.
Mm-hmm.
I never bought a $1,700 vacuum.
Yeah, I admit it probably was crazy, but I like the best. I want the best.
Well, you wanted the best. Now we get to the case. So you and Mr. Boone were a social item for a while.
Yeah.
And is that right, Mr. Boone?
Yes, that's right.
For a short while.
Short while.
And then you just became friends.
Correct.
She wanted a Kirby.
Correct.
But she couldn't get a loan or something for this Kirby, so she asked you to
co-sign for her.
And what did you do?
Well, at first, I approached her with the question of how was she going to pay for it, and she assured me that she could make the payments and that the payments wouldn't be that much a month. I still have my doubts. She asked me a couple times about it, and finally I decided that I would go ahead and help her out and co-sign for her. Well, when I went over, I co-signed, and next thing I know, I ended up being the primary on the account, which I don't know how that's possible when I was supposed to be just a co-signer.
So you were the primary, and then how did you find out that the payments weren't made?
After she received the vacuum for a couple months, I received a letter in the mail from the place saying that the payments were late. So I approached her about it, and when I approached her, she told me that they were wrong and that she had been making payments and that she would take care of it.
It's not true.
So after a while, the letters had stopped. So I figured she had been making the payments.
You say in your complaint that you were turned down for credit by TRW.
Yes, that's correct,
too. Buy a car.
I applied to get a loan. My dad was co-signing for me to get a loan to get a car, and I was turned down from them for the vacuum being on my TRW, which is this. Western
One
Funding.
thing's not going to make it on your
Western
TRW.
Funding. It's a charge-off of 16-something on there. Okay.
And you didn't know about this for the 2.5-year period?
I didn't know about it at all. When I first found out was when I received a letter from a collection agency with her address and my name on there.
All right, Miss Aguilar, let me hear your side of the story.
Okay, up to the part where he said, yeah, we dated for a year. And at the time, I wasn't working because I had just lost my job where I was working for like almost 10 years. Well, he used to buy me gifts all the time, okay?
That's not
so
true.
him getting something like this, you know, for me and helping me out, to me, I didn't think anything of it. years went on.
You made payments on it.
No, I didn't.
You never made, just a second. Are you telling me you never made one payment on this vacuum?
No, I'm going to get to that. I was going to get to that.
Get to it right now. In my time, you made payments on this vacuum cleaner.
I told him, I was going to help make payments.
You made payments on the vacuum cleaner.
Yes, I did.
All right.
Judge Judy will return in a moment.
When did you stop making the payments?
I would just make them sporadically because I didn't have anything, and I would just send a check.
Oh, please. Stop making excuses, Miss Aguilar.
No, this is true. I used to ask Brandon, okay, if you want me, you want me to pay for it, that's fine. Then you know what? Then you call the company because they would not give me any information because
you
I'm not on
need
there.
information. You knew where to make payments.
No, I would just mail in a check, but he would say he got letters, and there was no letters.
Just a second. You would mail in payments. So why didn't you mail in payments regularly?
Because it was basically as a gift. I was doing it for him because I had a better job than him, and he wasn't really working.
Well, you were doing what for him?
He was doing this because he was jealous. He used to come into my house all the time. We lived next door to each other. He would walk on in my house, making flirtatious passes to me. And I used to tell him, Brandon, you've got a girlfriend next door. I'm going to go tell her. That's what all this boils down to is a year ago.
Miss Aguilar, you asked him to co-sign this loan for you?
To help me purchase it.
You asked him to co-sign a loan for you.
I'd asked to help purchase it, not co-sign.
Miss Aguilar, you're a liar. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,270. That's all.
Parties not excused. Step out, please.
That's pathetic.
This way.
Judge Judy will return in a moment.
How was I messing around on
Because, Brandon, what do you do? Come over grabbing my ass and grabbing me and kissing on me?
I thought she was a good friend, but then I found out she wasn't. You know?
Yeah.
And for her to bring Colette down here and have her lie.
She ain't lying.
Lie to the point
She ain't lying.
about me giving her the vacuum as a friend is a lie.
Forsyth, step forward, please.
The case of Forsyth versus Forsyth, a bitter divorce. Joyce Forsyth claims the IRS withheld her $1,900 refund to pay off her ex-husband's tax debt. Stephen Forsyth says the money should be applied to his costs for their daughter's college.
Order. All rise. Order. All rise, please.
Your Honor, this is number 33 on the calendar in the matter of Forsyth. You may be seated.
Mr. and Mrs. Forsyth, I've read your papers, so why don't you think you should write her out a check for the $1,990?
She feels no obligation. I'm putting my daughter through college right now, and she feels no obligation at all to help with that. And I feel that $1,900 could go towards that. I've never asked for any support. My daughter's been living with me since January, and I've never asked her for any support or any help. And I think that she can put that money toward helping.
So you want to offset that money that she owes you, and you acknowledge that, that you owe her. You acknowledge that you owe her this $1,990.
I acknowledge that it's my IRS debt. I acknowledge that I didn't take her money. The IRS took her money.
Where are your other 3 kids?
One's married, expecting my first grandchild, and one is living on his own. He works, and my other child lives with me.
So how old is that child who lives with you?
19.
Do you pay child support for that child?
No, no longer. Once he lived with me and until he decided to drop out of school 3 weeks before graduation, and up to that time, when he decided to graduate or drop out of high school, I told him, okay, then rent starts effective immediately, and he decided to move.
How long ago was that?
That was in May.
Of this year?
Yes.
No.
Oh, the year
2
prior.
years ago.
So that your son lives with his mother, and you don't pay any support for him. And I don't think you probably should. I think you should be supporting himself, right?
Right.
According to him, he pays her rent.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I think
listen, he listened to her, he didn't listen to you. And how old is your daughter?
She's 18.
And you stopped paying support for any of the children at what point, sir?
When she moved in with me, I paid Joyce for half the month of January, although Carrie moved in with me on January 6th.
Okay.
I'd like to elaborate a little bit why Carrie came in to live with me, we made an agreement that, or Carrie came to me and said that Mom can't afford to buy my high school ring and my cap and gown, and she said that if you will buy that, she will pay for the senior photos. About a month after that, I agreed to that. About a month after that, I get served with papers. She's wanting my child support up from $600.
Excuse me, I didn't hear you, sir.
She wanted my child support upped from $600 to $1,100 because she was working for the unemployment office and realized that I had received a bonus and was calling my income some god-awful amount of money that not even my wife and I make jointly.
So you're remarried?
Yes.
Is your wife here?
Yes, she is.
Are you remarried? No.
So I talked to my daughter and told her that I wanted the bleeding to stop here and asked her to come and live with me, which she did.
So you asked her to come and live with you?
Yes, I did.
That was sort of putting her in the middle, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not proud of it. I'm proud of the fact that I have not otherwise involved our kids in this. I've kept my kids isolated from it as much as I can.
Well, that's good. But the last thing you did wasn't good, and I'm glad at least you acknowledged that wasn't a good thing that you did by telling your daughter to come and move in with you.
So why is Carrie here today?
That's a good question.
I just felt if somebody needed verification that I was putting her through college, then she could answer for herself.
Is that you?
That is me.
Step up here.
Up here?
Right over there. You're Carrie?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Get along okay with your mom?
Mm-hmm.
Does she?
Yes.
And with your dad? So they've done a pretty good job?
Mm-hmm.
Carrie, if you had to say anything today to your mom and your dad about being a kid living in a house, grown-up kid living in a house where there's a divorce, what would you tell them?
It's not fun.
To leave you out of it. Do you want to tell them to leave you out of it?
Sometimes. Sometimes I like to know what's going on.
I got a call from his wife that said, "Open your eyes, Steve. Your wife and my husband are having
a bitter divorce and a daughter caught in the middle."
Well, it's difficult, but I gather from the way you say you get along with both your folks and you look like a lovely young lady that there's one thing that these two nice people did, and that was at least letting their children know that whatever happened between the two of them, that each one of them loves you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that way?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And you're going to school now? You're living at your dad's house?
Correct.
What school are you going to?
Shoreline Community College.
When do you visit with your mom?
We don't just have a regular basis. I just kind of go over periodically.
Whenever you like?
Mm-hmm.
Your dad doesn't give you a hard time about that?
Nope, not at all.
Never did. Great. Lovely young lady. Sit down. Mr. and Mrs. Forsythe, you should be very happy that you have such a lovely daughter. That's a testament to both of you. So was this divorce a bad one or an average run-of-the-mill one?
It was extremely ugly.
Was it? It was. Well, then it's more of a testament to both of you that your children turned out so well. Now, Mr. Forsythe, how much is this tuition that you're asking your wife to pay half of?
It's $700 plus or minus. I have receipts for books.
A year?
Pardon?
A year or semester?
Semester.
Quarter.
A quarter?
Oh, God. Is it a quarter?
Yes, 10 weeks.
I need to refile.
All right, Miss Forsythe, you think you ought to help with your daughter's school?
No, I don't. I would gladly if I had the money, but I make about 1/5 the income that Stephen has alone, not including his wife's income, and I just don't have the assets to do it.
Okay, well, do you mind if I go into that issue?
Sure.
Fine. What kind of work do you do?
I just started working back at Blue Cross. I'm an insurance customer rep.
And what is your salary? Your salary, annual salary?
$1,800 a month.
Is that gross or net?
Gross.
What do you bring home?
I've only gotten 2 checks, $650, $672.
Every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
What kind of work do you do, sir?
I'm a project manager for a medium-sized construction company.
How long have you worked there?
Going on, it was just 3 years.
And what's your annual salary?
With bonus, which is undetermined. I'd say $70,000.
And what kind of work does your wife do?
She is a senior buyer for Tramco, major airline repair.
And what's her annual salary?
Approximately $40,000.
So you have $110,000 worth of income coming into your house.
That's correct.
Mr. Forsythe, sounds to me as if at this point you're in a far superior financial position.
I don't agree. She was awarded the family home with a balance owing of $118,000. She sold it within the past year. I'm not sure what the date was. As I understand it, she sold it for $214,000. She should be sitting on about $80,000 in equity.
She's ready to rule in a moment.
Not such a difficult case. Let me just say a couple of things before I give you my ruling. Even though it was a bitter divorce, it sounds to me as if you two people did the right thing with regard to your kids. If this young lady is any evidence of your parenting skills and ability, I think that you both did a phenomenal job.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that. I have one son that hasn't talked to me in 2 years because he's been so seriously poisoned against me. Just recently, she has caused an uproar because my wife, Marcia, is going to have a baby shower for my son's daughter, and she's wallowing in self-pity with all the kids and turning them against me.
This is not true.
Well,
Your
that's
Honor.
not, just a second. If that's happening, it's terrible, because you two people, aside from having 4 kids, you're going to be grandparents.
Right.
And that, to me, is, that's the best. I have 3 of those myself, and it's really very nice because you get to play with them, and then as soon as they start to annoy you, you just say, take them home. You just get the good parts. So if that's happening, it's a shame. Ms. Forsythe, I don't know if this has happened, but I'm suggesting to you that if you do anything to destroy the moment of this new baby for your son, it's a shame.
It's not true.
Well,
I could elaborate if you'd want on the situation, but I'm sure you don't want that, but it's not true.
I don't. I don't think that that's necessary. You just have to know that, kids didn't buy into your problem,
Right.
and they're older now, fortunately. They seem to be on their way to do whatever they're doing, and you'll have these wonderful times of having grandchildren and weddings and other wonderful functions, and you should make them as happy for your kids as possible. Mr. Forsythe, you owe your wife $1,990, and I'm awarding her $1,990. The $2,800 a year that you're spending on your daughter's tuition is not a lot of money. I could show you tuition bills that would turn the rest of your beard gray. Mr. Forsythe, trust me. But once it's done and you have a full, complete graduate student who's out there hopefully supporting herself, you'll feel very good. $2,800 is not a lot of money. Your daughter is working. She's taking care of some of her own expenses, so that's terrific. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,990. Thank you.
Parties are excused. Step out, please.
I got a call from his wife that said, open your eyes, Steve. Your wife and my husband are having an affair.
Which, that's his opinion, so.
And what's that got to do with this case? The case is he owes me Briar's money, and I was granted that, and that's what he needed. I wish we could be friends.
He's too arrogant.
For the children or anything, is it possible?
For the children and everybody, I would love us to be friends. I still like him. He was my husband for 18 years, but we obviously can't be best of friends. I'd like to be able to get along for the family.
Parties on Rutherford versus Bonner. Step forward, please.
Darren Rutherford says he was breaking up a street fight, but Josh Child says Darren was the one who started the brawl.
Order, all rise. Order, all rise, please.
Judge, number 60 on the calendar in the matter of Rutherford versus Bonner. Be seated, please.
Mr. Rutherford.
Yes, ma'am.
I've read your complaint, sir, and I've read the answer to your complaint. Let me see if I can understand what happened on that day. That was August 31st.
Yes.
You were walking down the street and you saw what you believed to be a fight. A group of 10 to 15 boys on top of another boy.
Correct.
And what did you do, sir?
Well, I went down to try to break it up and stop it as I was going south, bound on
California Street. I tried to break it up. They scattered, and a couple of them remained back and were kicking the kids still. And I says, "You better leave, otherwise, the police are on their way." So then they all left. And as I was going down the next block, here they are with sticks and rocks.
Who was there with sticks?
Your Honor.
Quiet. Get to you. Go ahead.
All right, they had sticks and rocks, and they were pounding them on their hands and pointing at me. "You're dead, dude. You're dead." I kept walking, and one of them threw a rock, struck me in the side of the gut. And he says, "What are you going to do about it?" And I don't really care to say the word, but anyhow.
Do you see that person in court today who struck you with the rock?
Yes. No, I don't see the person. I didn't.
You didn't see who hit you
No,
with
I
the
can't
rock?
recall which one, but I knew which one hit me with the bucket.
Who hit you with the bucket?
He did.
Okay. And you were injured?
Yes.
And you're suing today for $3,178.44 for your medical bills and lost wages.
Yes, ma'am.
Were these two boys allegedly there when this happened?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'd like you to step out until I'm ready to call you, please.
Step out this way. Straight back.
Okay. What's your first name?
Josh.
Josh, I'd like you to tell me your version of what transpired on that date in August.
We were at my aunt's house, and we were all playing around in her house.
Who's all?
Me and my cousin Brandon, Sean, Jimmy, and little Levi, James, and Chris. And that was it. We were all playing in her house in the front room, playing around like we were fighting. She told us to leave, to go outside in the front because there's an open yard. And we went out there, and we slowly progressed down the street, and they were acting like they were beating me up, just
How
playing
were
around.
they acting like they were beating you up, sir?
I was on the bottom of the pile, like clinched down with my hands over my face, and they're acting like they were kicking me and like punching me, but it wasn't nothing serious, we were just playing. And then the guy that said that he was trying to break it up.
That's this gentleman over here.
Yeah. He was following us down B, and my cousin Brandon said, "He ain't gonna touch us." And I said, "I know he won't touch us." And Brandon walked in front of me and asked him why he was following us. We were just playing around.
Brandon did what?
He walked in front of me and said, why are you following us? We were just playing," to this man. And he said, I forget what his exact words were. Then he grabbed Brandon by the neck, held him in the air, kicked him in his stomach. When I grabbed the bucket, there was a crowbar on the ground. I didn't want to hurt him seriously that bad, so I grabbed the bucket.
There was just a crowbar.
There was a crowbar
on
and
the
a bucket.
ground.
Yeah. Right. And I grabbed the bucket. I hit him twice on the side. He finally let go of Brandon and tried coming after me, and I threw it, and it hit him in the head. I didn't intentionally mean to hit him in the head, but it did. I was just trying to get away.
Come up here for a minute, sir. Turn your chair around. This gentleman didn't put his hands on you, did he?
No, he didn't.
As a matter of fact, based upon what you just told me, this gentleman was walking by and he saw a pack of kids on top of you. And you were sort of cowering with your hands covering your face. Is that right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this gentleman is trying to be a good Samaritan to protect you, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So he got the kids off you, told them to leave you alone.
Yes, Your Honor.
And for his trouble, you hit him over the head with a bucket. You hit him with a crowbar?
No.
Just with a bucket?
Yes.
And you injured him?
Yes.
You think you're responsible for what you did?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's get back to this business, because his story is slightly different from yours, so I want you to pay careful attention to me.
Yes, Your Honor.
How many kids were involved in this whole incident that he saw?
There was
8, 10?
8, I'd say.
So it wasn't just you and Sean and Brandon who were outside. It was 8 kids. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Brandon is your cousin?
Yes, Your Honor.
What about Sean? Is he related to you?
No, he's just a good friend.
Mm-hmm. What about the other kids?
They're all just friends of ours.
Mm-hmm. Why didn't you go over to this gentleman calmly and say, you know, I was the one on the bottom. We were really just playing. They really weren't hurting me.
I did that, Your Honor.
In a nice, calm way? Is that just that way?
I jumped up and I told him we were just playing, you know? Just that we're not being serious or anything. And Sean told him that too. And Brandon, when he walked up to him to tell him that, then that's when he grabbed him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Step down.
Judge Judy will return in a moment.
This guy right here comes out of a bar and runs over and throws me into a pole, and I grabbed my rib and I started to run.
Rutherford says he was breaking up a street fight, but Josh Child says Darren was the one who started the brawl.
Sit down here, young man. Tell me your full name.
Sean Allen Wood.
All right. I want you to tell me, sir, what happened on August 31st?
We were just playing around and everything, and then next thing you know, this guy right here comes out of a bar and runs over and throws me into a pole, and I grabbed my rib and I started to run, and then he says he's under 18 and he's gonna beat me up. He knows where I live or whatever. And then
what did you say to him?
I was just trying to get away from him.
What were you doing to Josh when this gentleman walked over?
Oh, we were play fighting.
What does it mean, play fighting?
Like,
describe it to me. I want to be able to picture it.
Okay, like hitting each other, but not hitting each other hard. Just tapping each other, playing around.
Were you tapping each other, or were you tapping Josh?
We were tapping Josh and everybody else. We were all...
No. Josh was on the ground?
Yeah.
And his hands were over his face?
No, his hands weren't on his face.
Where were his hands?
He was like going like this and stuff, laughing.
He was going like what?
Like moving his hands around,
How
laughing.
could he move his hands around like that and laugh if he was on the ground?
His back was on the ground.
And you were all on top of him?
No, we were standing up.
And what were you doing standing up? Stand up and show me. He's on the ground. And what were you doing?
We were going like this and stuff.
Well, I see you moving your feet like you were kicking him. Is that right?
Yeah, but we were just going like this. Real lightly.
Real lightly.
Yeah.
And then tell me what happened after that. Tell me where you went.
I started to run up the street, and then I ran all the way to the end of the block, and he was chasing me all the way to the end of the boulevard. And by that time, he was chasing them down the 2 more blocks down. And
Well, was he chasing you or them?
He chased me first, and then he turned around and went back after them. And I went around the
Were you
store.
running away?
Yeah, I was running.
Why were you running away?
Because I was afraid he's going to throw me again.
Why didn't you go into Aunt Vicky's house?
I didn't even think.
Had you been in Aunt Vicky's house?
Yeah, but we were way down the street.
So you ran in the opposite direction from the house?
Yeah, I ran
where
up.
you would have been safe?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then what did you see?
When I came around the corner, I saw him grabbing Brandon up by the neck, and then I guess he kicked him, and then...
What do you mean you guess he kicked him?
Because I saw his foot up in the air, and Brandon hit a car that was right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw him start to run.
Did you see anybody with bats in their hand
No.
or a hammer?
No, there was kids around, but they weren't involved. They were just watching.
Did you see anybody with a bucket?
The only time there's a bucket was involved is when Josh picked it up off the ground to get the guy off of Brandon.
What did you see him do with the bucket?
He swung it.
How many times?
He swung it that I knew of is 3 times, and he missed twice.
So you're saying he hit him 1 time with the bucket?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Where did he hit him with the bucket?
In the head.
And where was Brandon?
Brandon was over on the side by the car.
So he had let Brandon go?
Yeah. By that time. Because
And there wasn't another young man way back when this whole thing started on the ground that was on a bicycle who was on the bottom of this pile?
I didn't know nothing about a bicycle.
The young man who got up and rode away.
No.
You see a young man get up and ride away, sir?
Yes, I did.
That's what it says in your complaint.
Yes, that's true.
Step down. Get me the other witness, please.
Judge Judy will return in a moment. Darren Rutherford says he was breaking up a street fight, but Josh Childs says Darren was the one who started the brawl.
Sit down. Full name, sir.
Brandon Anthony Troy Marsh.
How old are you?
15.
All right, tell me about August 31st.
August 31st, me and my cousin and our friends were playing, we're just like play fighting across the street from my house. We were fighting, just playing like we were fighting. We weren't really hitting each other, just playing like that. And the guy came up and he thought we were serious. And we jumped up and we told him we weren't. He starts walking towards my cousin, so I come out there and I went up to talk to him.
Talk to whom?
The guy.
This gentleman here?
Yeah. And
how did you go up to speak to him?
I was pretty angry.
Well, what did you say to him?
I said, what the heck are you doing? Why are you following us? Why are you following us? We're just playing around. And he said something like, if you
you cursed at him?
Yes, I did. He says, you little punks want to play, or something, you punks want to fight, or something like that, and he's walking towards my cousin Josh. And so,
I thought you were in the alley alone with him.
No, not with him. He was walking down B. My cousin was in the middle of B. I'm walking down the alley. He's walking towards my cousin. So I walk out, and I go to talk to him, and
You mean this gentleman here?
Yes.
So he didn't say anything to you before you said something to him?
Yeah, he was talking to my cousin Josh.
What did he say to you before you cursed at him?
Nothing.
So that you just cursed at him, and then what did he do?
He grabbed my neck and started choking me.
Mm-hmm. And why did he stop?
Because my cousin was trying to get him off me and hit him with the bucket twice.
Are you telling me that he didn't let you go until he got hit with the bucket?
Yeah, twice. And then he went after my cousin Josh, and my cousin Josh threw the bucket at him, hit him in the head.
How many times did Josh hit him with the bucket?
Twice in like the arm and once in the head.
So that's 3 times in total. Now when he hit him the first 2 times, he let you go, didn't he?
Yeah.
So when he hit him the 3rd time with the bucket over the head, he wasn't holding on to your neck, was he?
No, he wasn't. He was running after Josh.
All I have to say is what they just got through saying is a lie.
Do you have medical bills?
The medical bills are right here. That's Foreman. I've been in and out of the hospital for almost the past year due to a
Tell me what kind of injury you had.
I had a spinal injury. This happened shortly day after that happened. I woke up, could not even move.
Were you arrested for this, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you appear in court?
No, Your Honor.
Why not?
I moved.
Just a second. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. What do you mean you moved?
Well, I guess they sent me something in the mail that said that I had to appear in court. I moved before they even sent it, so I didn't get it.
Well, did you call the court?
I didn't even know.
I didn't ask you anything.
I didn't know to call the court.
Well, what do you expect them to do? Send out the FBI to try to locate you, sir? If you knew you were arrested and had to be in court, why didn't you call the court and get the date if you moved?
I wasn't actually arrested for that date.
You were arrested on another day.
Yeah.
But for the same crime.
Yeah.
For the same assault. Try yes here. It would be nice.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I got arrested for failure to appear actually for this, but.
And what happened when you went to court?
I had to go to juvenile hall.
What happened with this case in court?
Tell him.
Let's go.
6 months.
Madam, Madam, don't help him.
I have 6 months probation.
You pled guilty?
No.
No, I pled.
You had a trial?
No.
If you're on 6 months probation, you either had a trial and you were found guilty, or you pled guilty.
I pled no contest.
No, you didn't plead anything. They have him on involuntary, probation.
If he completes it in 6 months without getting in any trouble, he doesn't get charged with anything.
He just told me that he pled no contest, madam. Didn't you hear him?
He did not plead anything. He didn't plead guilty, innocent,
I
nothing.
played no contest.
What?
I thought I played that because that's what they were saying.
That's why I told you to be quiet, because I want to hear what he understood it to be. Do you understand?
Okay.
You better stop protecting him, madam. You're going to groom a criminal. Do you understand that?
I'm not
You're
grooming
going...
anything.
Oh, yes,
I'm
you
telling
are.
you the truth.
You weren't there, so you can't tell me the truth.
I'm telling you the truth over
I'm
his
interested
court
in what
stuff.
he thinks happened. He thinks what happened in court is that he pled no contest and he was given probation. And maybe if he stays clean for 6 months, his record will be clean. Is that what you understand, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You ever been arrested before? On any other charge?
No, Your
Make
Honor.
sure you answer the truth.
No,
Ever
Your
been
Honor.
arrested before?
No, Your Honor.
You ever been arrested before? Step up here. How many times?
I robbed 27 houses.
You on probation too?
Yes, I am.
This is some place to live. Sit down. What about you? Step up here. How many times have you been arrested before?
Lots of times.
Lots of times.
Yes,
for what?
Because of being accused and also for burglaries.
You on probation too?
So I've off probation for good behavior.
So you were on probation?
Yes.
Did you ever go to jail?
No, Your Honor.
Did you ever go to jail?
Yeah.
Oh, these are some lessons we're teaching these young people.
She's ready to rule. Stay tuned.
Right now, it looks as if the only one of these boys, cousins, whatever kind of cousins they are, cousins and almost cousins, yours is the only one who hasn't been in serious trouble before. He hangs around with that, he's going to get in serious trouble. So I would suggest that you keep a close eye on him. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't believe him. I don't believe you. I don't believe you as to what went on that day. You are responsible for his injuries. He was doing nothing but trying to be a good Samaritan. You should walk over and kiss his hand, madam. That's what you ought to do. He came out, and if what your son says is true, he saw your son at the bottom of a pile of between 6 and 15 people apparently being pummeled by that group of teenagers, kicked and punched. He didn't walk away. Most people would have walked away. Quiet! Most people would have walked away. He didn't. And for his trouble in trying to protect your son, he ended up with serious medical bills, serious lost wages, because of him and you and you. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,178. This case is over. Step out.
Thank you, Your
Audience are
Honor.
excused. Step out, please. Back to your right.
All that he said was a lie. I don't get it. He said we threw rocks at him. We didn't throw nothing at him. I hit him with a bucket.
What I said was true, and it's hard to defend yourself against 15 kids, and I think I have to send a message to America, and this is a great opportunity for me to do so, and I'm just happy that it was what it came out to.
Parties on Steinberger versus Birnbaum. Step up, please.
Roz Kelly played Pinky Tuscadero on Happy Days. Now she's fighting for her life, and she's blaming her breast implants. Actress Rhonda Shear says she has a better life because of her breast implants.
Order. All rise. Order. Your Honor, this is number 93 on the calendar in the matter of Steinberger versus Birnbaum. You may be seated.
Well, this isn't a case, this is a debate.
That's correct.
Federal court has recently ordered the settlement of lengthy litigation, $4.2 billion against the manufacturers of silicone breast implants. So I'd like to start out with the ladies first. Why did you choose to have this surgery?
I had been in everything from the Owl and Pussycat with Barbra Streisand in the 70s. I became very famous as Pinky Tuscadero on Happy Days. And if I may show this,
Beautiful.
Nice. I call it BT before, well, never mind. And,
I'm sure you had before, but you wanted more after.
What I got after was I am totally unreliable because of my extreme fibromyalgia, which has me at times, feels like there's steel rods. I'm cold all the time. I turn blue. My voice drops. My commercial agent cannot send me out anymore. I'm not reliable from day to day because of this silicone poisoning in my body.
Why did you
And I
decide
had-
to have this surgery? My question, let me explain to you where I'm going with this debate.
Yeah.
So that you gentlemen will understand. I don't like to take anyone by surprise. I am certain that you have been in many forums discussing whether silicone breast implants cause the kind of damage that has resulted in these lawsuits. You've talked about that before, sir?
Many times.
You've
Judge,
talked about
many
that before,
times.
sir?
Yes, I have.
With the limited medical expertise that I have available to me today, I am not going to make a judgment as to whether or not silicone breast implants cause injury. That's not the subject of this debate. I want to know why you chose to have them in the first place. Okay? Because that, to me, could be a valuable tool of information to millions of people, and maybe we can reach some sort of a resolve.
I think there's a very strong message here that men should not. I had done Pinky, and I was living with a Yutz, which is twice like putz.
I know
you
a Yutz. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I know several,
That's twice.
not
That's twice
intimately,
putz.
but I know what a
All right.
Yutz is.
Now, this guy and I shack up. He moves in with his prized possession, I find, which is like every issue of Playboy magazine since it was put out. And somehow, even though I'm become this star, you know, and I come home, he's like sitting there looking through these magazines, not only the old ones, but new ones he gets every month. And it's a very, very bad message that men give their women, that they bring home these girly magazines, because somehow I had it all down, even when I went to wardrobe and they started hiking for my ankles, and then the eyeshadow and the wires, and, you know, I was like Peter Pan by the time they got done with me. And, you know, right now I'm waiting for the genetically grown tomatoes. You know, that's about, because the doctor took them out, said, what do you want me to put in?
So you're telling me that you had this surgery because you felt that you weren't attractive enough to this Yutz.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And you?
I would never have any surgery. I wouldn't do anything for a guy.
So why did you do it?
I did it for me.
Tell me why you needed to do it
Because
for you.
I didn't need to do it. As a matter of fact, I'm a hypochondriac. I'm scared of everything, including taking aspirins. So surgery wasn't a thrilling thing for me. I did it because of my own self-esteem. I didn't like the way that I looked in certain clothes. Just for my own self-confidence.
Let's talk about that.
And wait, I'm really good with pushing up, too. So I was really good before. I was a Miss Louisiana with the old ones. I call them the girls, by the way.
This year, I'm going to stick with you for a minute.
Okay.
Because
we don't know what's under your robes.
Listen to me. Why don't you gentlemen sit down?
You want us to sit down?
Sit down. I don't need you right now.
Judge Judy returns in a moment.
I was abandoned by my father when I was pushing 10. I was also molested a lot, and
That doesn't give you a good feeling about yourself.
No.
Roz Kelly played Pinky Tuscadero on Happy Days. Now she's fighting for her life, and she's blaming her breast implants. Actress Rhonda Shear says she has a better life because of her breast implants.
When I was reading over these papers, I said to myself, I don't know much about medicine, but I grew up, we did. Us girls grew up, I have daughters. Mm-hmm. I say, why is it that women feel the need, either because of some Yutz or because of self-esteem, to have big breasts? Now, you said, the first thing that you said, I did it for my own self-esteem. What was wrong with your self-esteem
Actually, it
before?
wasn't my self-esteem because I had won all these contests.
Be very,
Okay.
listen to me.
I'm gonna
Be very honest
Oh, I am.
with me.
I'm going to be very specific.
Honest.
Very honest and very specific. It wasn't even the self-esteem because, as I said, I was Miss Louisiana. I'd done all these things before I ever got to Hollywood. And so, and I knew how to push. And when you're from Miss Louisiana, when you're a Miss Louisiana, they teach you these things in contests. You know all the tricks. So I already knew how to make things look better. So yes, of course, the girls in class might have been bigger, but I developed early. So I had breast. I just didn't like, are you ready for this? Okay. A little vain. I didn't like the shape of them. I didn't like the way that they looked in certain outfits. I was a C cup. I was not a small person by any means. I don't think that anybody would have been dissatisfied. I wouldn't care anyway. I did it because I just didn't like the shape, the way that they looked in clothes. A lot of things that women were wearing, outfits where you went braless, and I went, I just didn't like the way it looked. So yeah, a little vanity in there, but to go along with that, surgery is a major, major step. So, and not only, I did such major research, like maybe 10 doctors, and then I backed out because I was petrified of the surgery. So it took a long time. So it wasn't about a job or Hollywood or anything, because I've never lost a job because or not having.
What else do you have going for you other than a great body?
I'm funny.
Okay.
Maybe not now, but I am.
Okay. I'm asking you these things for, was not an unkind question.
No.
You know.
This is good because I am looking for a husband today, and maybe someone's watching. This is a perfect forum for me to say that. But not because of the breast. Let me just tell you.
This could be the largest personal ad you'd ever want to take out. Did you have the thought before the Yutz was looking at Playboy that you were dissatisfied with the way you looked?
No, I was really all right. I was all right. And as far as cup size, with no cup. My cup did not run over. It didn't fill up.
Listen to me. I understand that.
Yeah, no. I did have a habit since I was a kid of wearing shirts with 2 pockets and like putting a lot of stuff in them. So I mean,
interesting.
Yeah.
Why?
And well, even in high school, the kids would tease me, and I would hear the jokes. Carpenter's dream, flat as a board. All that pirate's dream, sunken chest. And, it would bother me. It would really bother me. But, and even to this day, I still, look at this, 2 pockets, see? I mean, old habits die hard.
Right.
I'm hoping I'm not one of them. And so I had them out 4 years ago, and the guy still wanted to put something in. I said, what do you want? I said, nothing, honey. And that was it.
Remember when you were growing up?
Oh, God, do I have to?
Yeah, I remember. Try to remember when you were growing up.
I just remember them guys that kept trying to find them. Listen that's why I started making cracky jokes.
Let's think about when you were really little, when you were like 4 and 5 years old. What was your experience as a kid?
I was abandoned by my father when I was pushing 10. I was also molested a lot, and
that doesn't give you a good feeling about yourself.
No, I think that's when it started. And then when I got into my teens and they didn't grow in, somehow I never told this to Jeffrey, and I never spoke about this, but it just kind of didn't surprise me that they didn't, they were scared. It's like they were scared to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And, geez, where'd that come from? It came from, that happened.
It came from the truth. It came
he
from
went
your
out
heart.
for cigarettes,
Came from
and
your heart.
I hope he died of lung cancer somewhere. I never found them, and, when, 40 years ago, they weren't doing movies of the week about that kind of stuff.
Judge Judy will be right back.
No woman should have this surgery because she feels inadequate because of a man. That's stupid.
That is
You would agree with that.
Roz Kelly played Pinky Tuscadero on Happy Days. Now she's fighting for her life, and she's blaming her breast implants. Actress Rhonda Shear says she has a better life because of her breast implants.
Why women intelligent women who know the risks of going under general anesthesia to have any kind of necessary surgery would risk just the process of going under general anesthesia, have a surgical procedure done that sometimes involves scarring, sometimes you don't heal right, sometimes, I mean, you know, you've heard the stories. I'm sure you did your research about these breast implants, so you know the problems. So why would a woman risk that to give herself bigger boobs? I understand why you did it. You just told me why you did it. You told me why you did it. Ultimately, it was because of yachts.
Yes.
But the beginning part of your life put you in a position where you were vulnerable enough so that somebody else could influence you to assault your body the way you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first doctor said to me, he said, I'd have it done if I were you. The second guy said, don't worry, honey, they'll last a lifetime. Will I?
You know, my grandmother used to say, there's a line that I love. Remember this line, Bird? Beauty fades, dumb is forever. I want you to think about it. Beauty fades, dumb is forever. When you grow up, I was lucky. I grew up with a father who made me feel that if I had a mole in the middle of my forehead, everybody should have a mole because it's gorgeous. Right. And when I was a teenager and I was chubby and I had a big behind, he used to say to me, used to chuckle and say to me, you ought to sue the city for building the sidewalk too close to your behind. But he said to me, but you have a mind and a wit that's extraordinary. Right. And he would concentrate on the positive thing. I have 2 daughters. Right. And I learned from my own upbringing that you have to concentrate on the positive of whatever kids, you know, whatever your kids' strengths are. So what I'm hoping to get out of this little discussion with you 2 people, and you forgive me, this is really a woman's issue. So we don't need you guys, because we're not talking about whether breast implants are good or bad or whether they are dangerous or not dangerous. I want to find out why women do it, and hopefully people out there who are going to watch this case are going to say, I got to start with my daughter when she's 3 or 4 to make her love herself the way she is so that she's not going to need to have big breasts because some yutz is looking at a magazine to make her feel good. Or because you want just a perfect shape, because the public demands that you be perfect in your business, that you have so much more to offer, rather than assaulting your body with any surgical procedure.
Well, that's true.
So, you know, if you grow up feeling that way about yourself, you don't need it. But let's assume you're going to do it. You said you did research. Did you do research?
Nah, really.
You just went in and did it?
Yeah.
And when you did your research, did you find anyone who said to you this is dangerous business?
I found people who said, you know, you're okay. You know, it's not like, you know, you have to do this. It's something that you're doing for yourself. And they all asked me. I went to really good doctors that other people had gone to. You know, I found out I mean, if there was any malpractice suits against these guys. I mean, I really did my research on the doctors. And then when I got into the doctor's offices, I asked about the implants. And they held up this implant and another implant or whatever at the time, because they're having their 10th anniversary this month. So they're 10 years old and the girls are doing fine. And I just want you to know that, and I feel fine about them and myself. And I didn't feel like I assaulted my body. Even if I chose to do anything else later in life, I wouldn't feel like I was assaulting again. Yes, anesthesia is scary, but I just want to get this in. I don't think there's anything the matter with plastic surgery in general. I think that one has, and you're on television now, and you have to be careful because all these plastic surgeons may not want to do you after this conversation if you keep putting down plastic surgery. But no, seriously,
No, I'm not. I'm not really. And I want you to understand, I'm not putting it down. I'm saying that you have to feel wonderful about yourself from the beginning part of your life. If you're deprived of that from the very beginning, you are far more vulnerable to make the kind of choices that may be wrong. She made the wrong choice for her because she was vulnerable because of what happened when she was a kid. Because if it didn't happen and she had the same kind of good feeling that you have about yourself, she would have walked into the room, seen the putz or yutz or whatever he was, reading the magazine and said, you take the magazines, take a hike. because it's irritating to me, or just felt nothing and saying, oh, another idiot sitting here and looking at naked women, right? But it made her feel badly. It made her feel inadequate.
Right.
Inadequate, so she did it. No woman should have this surgery because she feels inadequate
agree.
because of a man. That's stupid.
That is
You would
stupid.
agree with that?
I would agree with that.
All right,
100%.
so then we've taken care of, I hope, a third of the women out there who will
Right.
say, I'm not going to have surgery because I want men to look at me. You had it, you tell me, for the right reason.
Judge Judy will return in a moment.
I think what I got out of this discussion with the two of you, and you were both wonderful because you came from very different perspectives. You should never have any surgical procedure done, elective surgical procedure done, for any other reason than you have to have it because you have a great feeling about yourself, but you want to be better, you want to be more exciting for yourself, never for anybody else. And the only way we can deal with this problem here is to start very early teaching our kids that each one of them has a uniqueness that they have to concentrate on, that they're special. Whether they are, if they're not pretty, maybe they're great athletes, maybe they have a musical ability, something else. But not everybody can have big boobs, a great face, long legs, and be 5'6". Not everybody can be that, but everybody has a special ability, and you can't start telling that to somebody when they're 25. You got to start when they're 2 or 3 or 4. But once you've decided that you want to have this kind of surgery done, and you're coming from a reasonable perspective of why you want to have it done, you have to make informed judgments. And in order to do that, you don't just walk into somebody's office and say, give me breasts. You say, I want to speak to people. I want recommendations. I want to interview many people. I want to know what you're going to do to me, what's inside of me, what is the history of this device that you're going to put inside me. I want to do some reading about it. And until women do that, they're going to continue to be victims. Thank you. Thank
All
you.
the parties are excused. Step out, please.
If you're going to have any elective surgeries, it's just my own feelings, then just research, find out who the doctor is, see a bunch of doctors, and talk to friends, read articles. That's just my opinion on anything, because I still have wisdom teeth, and I don't even want to have those guys out. That's my opinion on that. Yes, I've been lucky, but I also have an allergy to my contact lens. So your body, though, can have an allergy to a lot of things, and I don't know if it's 100% proven if implants or silicone implants are the reason why women are having so much problems today. And I just say, if you want to do it for yourself, no one else, and research.
Would you still be...
Today on Judge Judy.
We've done away with freak shows and circuses. We've done away with slavery. I think the mistreatment of these animals, it has to go. I mean, it's just, it's immoral.
Actress Bea Arthur, a longtime animal rights activist, comes before Judge Judy's court to make an emotional plea to put animal trainer David McMillan out of business. Judge Judy views the undercover videotape which the animal rights activists claim proves animal abuse. Bea Arthur says the tape is clear evidence that McMillan should be shut down.
It's the equivalent of saying a slave should get the hell beaten out of him because he tried to run away because he knew better.
And now Judge Judy is ready to begin.
Order. All rise. Order. All rise, please. Judge, this is number 52 on the calendar in the matter of McMillan versus Lang. Be seated, please.
So I've read all of these papers, and there is a dispute that's been raging between these two parties. You are Mr. McMillan.
That's right.
You have run, according to your papers, a school for training animals for the last 35 years. Your school is called what?
Tiger's Eye Productions.
And you train animals for circuses, for entertainment, is that right?
No, the school is conducted to teach people how to care for endangered species in captivity.
Well, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
You are Miss Lange?
Lange, yes.
Lange. And you are a representative of PETA, which is one of the largest animal rights activist groups in the country. and you have charged that he mistreats the animals in his care.
Correct.
Over a long period of time. And this is your witness, Miss Arthur. You were brought here by the PETA representative because you'd like to make a statement with regard to the plaintiff. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. From what I gather from your papers, sir, about 8 months ago, a little bit more at this point, a student enrolled in your school that was really infiltrated by your organization to try to document or attempt to document instances of animal mistreatment.
No, it was actually in June of 1994.
So it's almost 2 years ago.
Over 2 years ago.
And that student was there for, as I said, 8 months.
Approximately 8 months.
And subsequent to that, you filed complaints against Mr. McMillan and his operation with both the federal, state, and county governments.
Correct.
And investigations were conducted by those branches of government, and the results of those investigations were findings of no wrongdoing by Mr. McMillan or his school, Tiger's Eye Productions. And his complaint is that despite those findings, you have continued to harass him in your papers. He sent this to me along with his complaint. This is your newsletter?
Our publication, yes.
Okay. So first, sir, let's hear about the harassment.
What they did is a man came through the school from June 1994 through February of 1995 who claims he witnessed 167 allegations of, instances of animal cruelty.
Is that what you allege?
Correct.
Right. Starvation, beatings, no veterinarian care, etc., etc., etc.
Where is that student now? Is it a male student?
It's a male student, yeah.
Where is that person who worked for you today?
Well, he's an undercover investigator that still does projects for PETA. He not only claims that these things happen, but we have it on tape. We have sworn testimony from former students from Tiger's Eye Productions. As you will see on the tape and as you will see from the still photographs, these animals are punched, they're dragged, they have axe handles shoved down their throats.
Ms. Lange, is what you're telling me you have a tape that documents the worst instances of what your person saw over this 8-month period?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to see the tape, of course.
Anyhow, Judge, then they asked for these investigations to be investigated.
Well, they were.
They were by the federal government, the state government, the county government. All of the 167, every single allegation was disputed. The animal rights people, they continue to write letters to my clients. They continue to harass. They continue to call in death threats. They have no regard for the law. If they asked for the investigations, and if the investigations were held, why don't they live with the results of the investigations? And if you look in the same magazine, it's all about they are making millions of dollars. Last year they made $12 million with allegations like this that are not proven, unfounded, and yet they still ask for money throughout the magazines. You can leave them your will, your retirement.
I read the magazines.
Everything. But they have no respect for the findings of the government.
Miss Arthur, I'd like to hear from you.
I don't know what I can say except that I feel very strongly the case must be reopened. I don't know, at this point, I don't know how many people actually saw this tape, but I think it's barbaric. I think it has to be done away with. It has to be done away with. We've done away with freak shows and circuses. We've done away with slavery. I think the mistreatment of these animals, it has to go. I mean, it's just, it's immoral.
I would like to see the tape because I can't tell things in context of just this conversation. And what you're telling me is that these are the worst instances that you've been able to document. Is that correct?
Yes, some of them.
Bird? Not some of them. These are, I assume you brought me the worst instances. Yes. Okay. Let me see them.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Pancho, let's go. Pancho, let's go. Let's go. Pancho, let's go.
Mr. McMillan, they seem to be dragging this animal by holding something around the neck. Can you tell me why they're doing that, sir?
Yeah, that's a chain, Judge. This is a 17-year-old leopard. This is how she walks. That's how she moves.
No!
This is a 500-pound Bengal tiger being smacked with a bare hand.
Why?
Because he was trying to bite the handler when they were feeding him. This is a baby leopard jumping on someone. You train them not to jump on you when they're little, just like you train a dog not to bite you when it's little. Just like we train our children and discipline them.
No, this isn't how we would train our children.
Close your eyes.
Maybe if you were disciplined when you were young.
Why don't you pay attention to the film, please, both of you?
This is a 65-year-old lady smacking a 500-pound Bengal tiger with a bare hand. They consider abuse. The federal, the state, the county government disagree. But then again, this is an organization who don't believe in killing roaches.
Explain why this animal's being hit when he's obeying the command. This is a trained animal.
That is the investigator, by the way. That's the investigator with the headband on. So he's not undercover. He has never been able to do one interview.
Here again.
Pending there.
Because you've got to take control.
That's it.
Controls might sometimes
This
make
is a 750-pound lion and a 95-pound girl.
You've got to take control.
And the only reason this animal does not turn... No! No!
I'm sure it hurts.
No! Pancho, no!
I'm sure it hurt. My goodness.
B. Arthur versus the animal trainer continues in a moment. Showbiz animal trainer David McMillan versus the animal rights group People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals.
Miss Arthur.
Yes.
Did you ever witness the entire tape or just the 2 or 3 minutes?
I couldn't.
You couldn't look at the whole thing?
The whole thing, no.
The reason I'm asking that is I know that you're a very intelligent gal. I'm always leery of things that are edited down because the person who's usually editing them down is keeping in the most favorable things for them. What did you think when you saw that tape?
I have to say that I'm offended as a human being. The argument being they're stubborn, these big cats. They have no business, even though it's legal, they have no business being in this business. These magnificent animals. It's the equivalent of saying a slave should get the hell beaten out of him because he tried to run away because he knew better. The logic escapes me.
You honestly believe that there shouldn't be these kinds of schools.
Absolutely,
there
that's
shouldn't
my
be,
whole thing.
We shouldn't have animals out of their natural habitat at all.
Right.
That's the way you feel. The question is, sir, is it necessary to hit those animals in the face, even if it doesn't physically hurt them, but for the purpose of humiliating them?
Who claims they're humiliated, Judge?
Well, clearly, if you were to ask an animal, right? And I'm not Dr. Doolittle, but if you were to ask an animal whether they like being hit in the face, they wouldn't say yes.
Well, Judge, I will respond like this. When a Bengal tiger or an African lion is kicked full force in the face by a 2,000-pound zebra, he probably says, oh, shucks, that zebra doesn't want to die. But you know what? These are predators and part of nature. They are very strong animals who can absorb the punishment that a 2,000-pound zebra can give them. So a human hand disciplining them, it works. I'd like to show you my tape, Judge.
Yes. Though, however, this is repetitive behavior. He's complaining that it's an edited tape, but what we're showing you is what happens constantly. Each student comes in and pays thousands of dollars to take his course. Let's remember, these animals are trained animals. So he's training people how to hit them, how to dole out punishment, how to utilize food deprivation.
Well, I haven't seen anything that
there is no starvation, Judge.
I haven't seen food deprivation, Miss Lange, on the film.
No, there are sworn testimonies from students, from the investigator, and also from former students who said that he, quote unquote, said, "We'll see Samson's ribs before he eats again." That is the Bengal tiger you see in the tape.
Miss Lange, That's why we like to have witnesses in court rather than sworn statements, because witnesses can be cross-examined. I mean, I don't think that this is a stupid man. He may be in a business that you don't approve of, but he's not a stupid man. And if he's in the business of keeping these animals for show in one way or another, he's not going to starve an animal so that the animal becomes useless. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say that I am not and never have been in full agreement with everything that PETA has brought about. I am not a vegetarian, although I have done things like trying to get foie gras off the shelves because of the force feeding of animals. I do believe in experimenting medically, provided that the animals are not
mistreated.
Yes.
Judge, can I
So
say
that I don't want to be lumped with everything that PETA stands for.
Miss Arthur is throughout their, one of the golden oldies here is throughout their magazine. She's in all of their magazines. She stands for everything, including an outrageous statement, if you feed your children red meat, you're guilty of child abuse.
I never said that.
These
Just a second, where is that in the magazine?
Right here, Judge.
Just a second, could I see it, please?
Absolutely. These people...
Don't talk, show me.
These people are
No,
censors.
did you hear what I said?
Yes, Judge. My life's almost been
Just show-
ruined, so excuse me if I'm
Mr.
upset.
McMillan, would you show me the comments, sir, that you attribute to Miss Arthur?
No, I didn't say to Miss Arthur. I said Miss Arthur
Yes,
is throughout...
oh, no, yes, you did,
Excuse
Mr.
me.
McMillan.
I said Miss Arthur
I just
is
said
through...
I-
This is Miss Arthur?
Yeah, Mr. McMillan, step back. It's not that I'm afraid of you,
Sure.
Mr. McMillan. It's just that you were very clear in what you said. You made a statement that you attributed to her.
When
Now,
I
if you wish
misspoke,
to...
Judge,
then-
what I wanted to say was Miss Arthur is in their magazines
Every
on the
month.
same page as if you feed your
That's
children...
different. That, Mr. McMillan,
Never
try
been
not to
quoted.
confuse me.
Okay, Judge, I
It's
apologize.
very hard to confuse me.
I apologize,
Your
Judge.
Honor, may I answer your-
Twice
your
I've
original
apologized.
question?
B. Arthur versus the Animal Trainer continues in a moment.
So you need a website. Go to Fiverr. Get your website design, content writing, and digital marketing to boost traffic easy. For every step your business takes, Fiverr. Freelance services on demand.
McMillan says he's had it with the harassment from the animal lovers. Actress B. Arthur joins the move to close McMillan down for good.
You had a tape you wanted me to see, sir?
Yes,
Shh.
yes.
Let me see it.
Go ahead.
What is this a tape of?
This is a tape of the animals that they're claiming are being abused. See if there's any emotional abuse here. Maybe they need counseling. Let's see. This was taken last week.
Of course it was taken last week.
No more than 15 seconds. This is after counseling, by the way.
Mr. McMillan,
Yes, Judge.
this is a court, sir. Mr. McMillan, clearly this is sort of like a promotional tape to show me
It's
that the
clearly like
animals...
their promotional tape,
that
Judge.
the animals certainly are well fed.
That the animals are fine, that they have no hatred for human beings, if you know anything about wild animals, that they have nothing, no hatred. I opened that lion's mouth. If anyone believes, and I've been doing this since I was 14, I'm 50 years old now, Judge, if anyone believes that these animals are going to stand there while you hurt them, they know nothing about animal training. That lion will tear you a new personality if you hurt him.
He's been beaten into submission.
Beaten
He
into
learns
submission.
that if he
That's
does
all we
anything
hear
out
all
of
the
line,
time.
as you do see
Beaten
on the
into
tape
submission.
that we have submitted to you, that if he acts out, if he bites too voraciously when he's being fed, he gets smacked in the face. So they learn
How would
time
you-
after time
Miss
after
Lange,
time.
Let me ask you this. How would you suggest, since he is engaged in a lawful activity...
That's debatable.
No, madam. He is engaged in something that the law says, state law in Florida where his business is, and you acknowledge that he's engaged in a lawful activity. You may not agree with it, but this is a court. He's engaged in a lawful activity. If you don't agree with it, get the law changed.
Well, we're actually asking for the case to be reopened because we don't feel that he is adhering to the law.
Well, two things. You don't think it should be the law to begin with, that they should be allowed to have these kinds of schools.
Correct.
Then you have to do something about changing the law.
Yes, absolutely.
But within the context of what we have now, he's allowed to be in business, he is allowed to train animals, he is allowed to train them and use them for movies, for the Lion King, for whatever. He's allowed to train people to train animals to be used for entertainment, either in circuses or zoos or whatever. How would you suggest, since I assume you've been involved with animals, you know how to deal with them, how would you suggest that that is done? Do you know? Can you offer him any suggestion? Other than going out of business?
Well,
which he doesn't want to do.
We'd like them to go out of business.
Listen to me, sir. There are a lot of people who know that for a very long time, animals were not protected.
That is correct, Judge.
Animals were inhumanely treated for the purposes of sport, for the purposes of human entertainment. And what we're doing is we're trying to raise the level as we approach the 21st century so that we all have respect for all living things.
Now they are protected and regulated, Judge.
Well, they may have said that 20 years ago, too. What I want to know from Miss Lange is, from Miss Lange or from Miss Arthur or from you, sir, whether you have any suggestion as to how to train a lion.
I think we need to listen to other animal trainers who don't beat their animals.
Tell me.
And take these animals out of his care.
Miss Lange, you can't give me sound bites. You have to tell me, give me meat and potatoes, because I'm a meat and potatoes girl. You know, you have to say to me, I think that this is what they should do. I would like to hear that.
I would like to say that if you can't do it without beating the animal, then it shouldn't be done, period.
Judge Judy is ready to rule. B. Arthur versus the animal trainer continues in a moment.
I think that you have to be very, very careful when you publish a magazine. Be very careful that everything that you say in this magazine can be proven in a court. Not by letters, not by sworn statements, but by witnesses that have eyes. I can look in their eyes and say, you sure you saw this? You sure you can document this? Because otherwise, you're treating him unfairly. He has to sort of fight his way through a pillow of accusations without being able to confront the person who is accusing him. That's not fair. I mean, that's not the American way. So I think two things. If you have a beef with the feds, state, or the county government that did what they did, you have to stay on them.
Absolutely.
While you're permitted to be in business, sir, you stay in business. But understand something. We have progressed since the 1900s in the way we treat living creatures. All I'm suggesting to you, Mr. McMillan, is you have to think in terms of we know more than we did 35 years ago when you started. And if you can come up with some better ways to train these animals, I'm certain that reasonable people will leave you alone. Won't you? Won't you?
When animals stop being abused, we'll leave them alone.
Yes.
You're not
So the answer is yes. So the answer is yes. Thank you very much. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. Step out, please. Parties on Landfree versus Washington. Step forward, please.
Now, the next case. Ruby Washington needed to get out of town fast. Charles Landfree bought her a ticket, but he may be the one who was taken for a ride.
Well, I've read the complaint and answer in this case. It doesn't seem like a very complicated case. Mr. Landfree, your complaint says that the defendant, Miss Washington, was in a very abusive relationship with a boyfriend. How did you know her?
I know her through my friend Nicole Jordan.
And she wanted to get her kids out of town to St. Louis.
Correct.
To visit some relatives because of this bad relationship. She needed airline tickets fast. She didn't have the money. You lent her $714 for her kids.
That's correct.
Two of her three children to go to...
No, that's not correct.
Two of her three children, that's what you say, to go to St. Louis. And now you want your money back.
That's correct.
Your Honor, he did not lend me any money.
Well, let me hear about it.
Okay, I met Charles at a bar where Nikki and I was one night. Okay, Charles had this thing for Nicole. Charles tried to buy Nicole. He tried to buy her family. Charles did not tell
How
me.
are you related to Nicole?
I'm her sister-in-law. Charles did not tell me that it was a loan. Nicole called me at work after an incident that happened at her house the night before.
What kind of an incident?
Okay, she locked me in her house because she didn't want me to be with her brother.
That's getting too complicated for me.
Okay.
Listen, did you have an argument with your boyfriend?
No, I had an argument. She had an argument with my boyfriend.
Somebody had an argument with your boyfriend.
She had an argument with my
She
boyfriend.
did.
Who? No, you had an argument with my boyfriend because he broke your window.
Because you wouldn't get out of my house.
Because you wouldn't put me out.
Hey, ladies. I don't know, sir, how you got involved with either one of these two people.
That's correct. I understand, believe me.
I know you understand.
Judge Judy returns in a moment.
I'm the one that went to jail and was going to stay
No,
in jail.
I
for
went to
jumping
jail.
in.
I went to jail. We can handle it now.
Order.
Sit down. Excuse me. Sit down a second.
Ruby wanted to get out of town, but Charles says he got taken for a ride.
Are you Nicole?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Well, step
She's
up
my
here.
witness.
Step up here for a second. Tell me what you know about this airline ticket and how it got to be paid for.
That was between them two. I went to go get my hair done. She took her car to work. Evidently, my brother took it or she gave him. Who knows?
You know.
Anyway, I picked her up.
Let me
I
get
went to
you up
his
again.
house because he had her kids. I dropped him off. I had to go to work the following morning, and I
Work?
was staying in L.A. And
My head is getting
he
full of
bought the
facts.
tickets. It was between them. She came and she asked him, "Could
Were
you
you
loan
there?
me?" Yes, I was.
I was at work.
She says, "Will you?" Excuse me. You left work early, honey. Don't
Listen,
lie.
Nicole,
don't
me
lie.
at work.
Listen to me.
Excuse me.
Listen to
I am
me.
talking
Tell
to
me
the
what-
judge.
Oh,
Tell
you
me
gonna
what-
get beat up again. That's all that's
Anyway.
going to happen.
Miss Washington,
Please.
I want to get back to you.
I'm
Miss
the one
Washington.
that went to jail and was going to stay
No,
in jail
I
for
went to
jumping
jail.
in.
I went to
Please.
jail.
Order.
We can handle it now.
Order.
Sit down.
Excuse me.
Sit down a second.
She don't even have anything to
Nicole,
do with it.
sit
down,
down a
please.
second.
Thank you.
This is going to be
Anytime
very
for
easy.
this trifling
This is
help.
going to be a very easy case. Did you take $714
No, I did not
from
take-
him?
No, I did not.
Who paid for the airline tickets?
He did.
All right, judgment is, in this case, is for the plaintiff for the amount of $714. You people have to learn how to behave yourselves in the court. That's
Parties
all.
are excused. Step out, please.
I think she's a slut, and I think he buys her. How many friends buy you a convertible? How many friends buy you a tennis bracelet? How many people sign your apartment on your lease? How many people do this? She's a slut, and he's her pimp. Thank you.
Oh, my baby's father done it all, and he's not. She's just mad because she had to give up the money. Any trifling people that's ignorant to the fact that they have a good job, don't know how to budget, don't do anything, and supply somebody that jumps on them and takes their money will say anything.
Was you pleased with the results the judge
Oh,
gave?
of course. Oh, most definitely. She
आपको दिखाएंगे तो कोटे की सैर है जी वो दिखाएंगे नहीं कराएंगे आप तो मॉडल खड़े रहे Thank you. मेरे फ्रेंड को घर चावल हैं ये मामूली है